Okay. Okay. Hold on. I think I sound okay. Maybe I'll turn... Maybe I'll turn myself up a little bit. Okay. I'm sorry if I still sound a little bit gross. I might still sound a little bit gross. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Rare eggy voice? Common eggy voice. Well, okay, I mean, it's been rare in the past few weeks, but... Ueh. No, no. I was going to stream Friday, but then obviously that didn't happen. And then I had nothing prepared for the weekend. And then, yeah, egg phlegm. Remember when I said last week how I was like, oh, I feel like my voice has been so tense, like my neck, my throat's been so tense. Yeah, it turns out that was like a warning sign of things to come. You sound all right to me? Okay, that's good. I mean, cause like I'm past like the worst of it. So, last week you remember I was like, oh, my voice is kind of tense and tired. And then Thursday morning it was like, oops, sinus infection. And then I suffered and struggled for like 4 days. I like had to leave a note yesterday because after yesterday I was feeling like still pretty phlegmy, but like I was like okay. So I like left a note for my grandma that's like, sorry for disappearing into the basement for 4 days. Hope you're fully recovered for egg employment. Oh yeah, I will be. I have, because like I'm already like 80% of the way there. Like I am no longer. It has left my sinus. It is no longer in my sinus, so I'm good there. I'm just kind of like clearing out the last like crumbs of phlegm, I guess, that it left behind. So I don't know. It's been okay, I think, because like I'm not congested anymore, and like obviously like I don't have a fever or anything anymore. But like, it's like. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I think I'm done coughing. And then my body is like, yes, we are out of phlegm. There's no more phlegm. You're good. We're done coughing. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then my body is like, actually, we found like one more piece of phlegm between the couch cushions. Please cough some more. And it's like, oh, okay. It's been like that for the past day or so. But yeah, and then I didn't sleep that well last night, but that was like unrelated to this. There was just like a lot of noise. But yeah. No longer suggested. We are no longer asking. But yeah, I'm back. I'm going to be leaving in like 3 days, but I'm back. So let's go where you can see me. Did I? Okay, YouTube Studio is running. That's good. Let's go where Eggy is visible. Let's go where Eggy is visible. And let's put on something a bit more. There we go. Here's some sickness money. Wow, thanks.
That underscore boy
thank you for blooming for another
bloomed.
month.
Here's some sickness money.
But yes, good morning to Panis, and Fake Crade, and Punkasian, and Jake, and Deffins, and Slime Molder, and Pembu, and Woozle, and Vocal Knight, and Bagel Post, and Cherry Danish, and Neil, and Baxter Crook. I think that's it, yeah. My mom also got sick in the past few days. Something's been going around. Well, okay. Dumb theory about what I think might have happened to me. Because I had the thought, because the day before, like Wednesday, I actually did go swimming. And the whole tension in my voice thing started after the Wednesday before that. And both of those Wednesdays I went swimming. And I was thinking, dumb. It's not a conspiracy theory.
Bloomed.
Oh, thank you, X Ponreg. Also, thank you for blooming for another month. We got hype train going, I guess. Yeah, except a hug from someone who I later learned had a cold, and now I have a cold. Yeah, well, because I'm not gonna divulge the gross details, but like I have good reason to believe that what I had was a sinus infection. But what I'm thinking happened, because I remember like having the thought. Oh, thank you, Cherry Danish. Thank you for planting
has planted
Mateo.
1 flowers.
Thank you. Aquafit, the amoeba. Well, actually, no, it wasn't Aquafit I had done. It was like swimming. Like, you know. and I'm thinking what might have happened. So I knew that you can get ear infections from having water in your ear that like sticks around for too long, right? So I knew that was possible. But then I had the thought, I'm like, can the same thing happen to your sinuses? And I looked it up and apparently yes. So apparently, like, I guess if there's already like irritation in your nose, and like, I guess if the water hits it the wrong way, it can cause that. So I'm like, is that actually what happened? Like, that could actually be what happened, is, because I did that evening, I had done a lot of like diving into the deep end, and I'm like, I guess I might have gotten like water up my nose in a weird way. It wasn't the old people pool. It was the normal pool that you swim and has a deep end and stuff. It wasn't Aquafit. It was like actual swimming. Yeah, it wasn't Aquafit. It was not Aquafit. You don't even put your face in the water in Aquafit. Like, if your face goes in the water during Aquafit, then you've probably screwed up somehow. I guess we're gonna have to rinse your ear after swimming. Yeah. I guess it's just one of those things where I just figure, I'm like, well, the water's gonna come out somehow, right? But, yeah, I will be fine, and I have to be, because I'm so mad. I'm also so mad that it happened at this exact moment, because I have so much stuff to do, and I'm behind on like 4 days worth of stuff I needed to do. I'm mad about so many things, okay? I have to go buy shoes. I have to go do 2 weeks worth of Japanese homework. I have to pickle a daikon and also maybe a cucumber. And I have to throw away the food that I bought, because I bought a bunch of produce on Tuesday. And then I got sick on Thursday. And then I never got to use most of it. And I hope it didn't go bad, because some of it did. I bought raspberries, and I guess they were on sale, so they were probably kind of towards the end of their lifespan. So maybe I wouldn't have gotten to finish them, but like, I put them in my fridge, and I was like, okay, I will eat them later. And then I hid in the basement for 4 days, and then they started molding. They started growing mold in that time. I didn't even get to eat my raspberries. I hope the other vegetables, I bought a lot of produce. I bought so much produce on last Tuesday. And like all of it, I hope all of it didn't go bad. Because like, what did I buy? I'm like, I'm trying to like think of things in terms of like, what's the most likely to have gone bad? Because like, okay, I bought the raspberries, which already went bad. I bought a daikon, which it's a root vegetable, so I'm not like terribly concerned about it. I bought a cucumber, which I might have to worry about. I bought a few different leaves. I think I bought like napa cabbage and bok choy, because I was gonna make soup. And then both of those things just, I don't know how well bok choy holds up. I'm not too concerned about the cabbage, because I feel like cabbage is a little more durable than they give it credit for, but yeah. I also decided to try pickled daikon for the first time recently, but it was the most foul-smelling thing to ever grace my nose. Was it? I don't think it smells that much worse than other pickled vegetables. I feel like pickled beets is worse than pickled daikon. But they're yummy. I don't know, I think if your pickled daikon is stinky, I don't know, it may have gone bad. It might have gone bad. Yeah, it can be a pain when you're sick, but rinse for most fruit and veggies, like berries and vinegar water bath will definitely improve the lifespan by several days. Prevent spores from growing. See, but the thing is that would have taken planning ahead of time. My issue is that, for those who aren't aware, I live with my grandma, who is extremely elderly, so if I have any diseases at all, I hide in the basement. I do not go into the kitchen. And I try to spend like as little time upstairs as possible. So, yeah, I was hiding out in the basement for like 4 days. That's why I didn't get to do anything in the kitchen. Until like, I think I came up for, I got myself breakfast on early Sunday morning. And that was it. That was the first time I'd used the kitchen since like the Thursday before. Yeah. So, Yeah, that is how it is. That's how it was. Basement dweller, good. I mean, yeah. It was okay though. It was not the worst thing to ever happen to me. I'm just frustrated because I now have like, oh, I still have more stuff to do. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I have like overwhelming amounts of stuff to do. I'll probably still stream tomorrow, but like, I am overwhelmed by the sheer amount of stuff I have to do before Thursday night. I still haven't even packed yet. I haven't even packed yet because like I'm so behind on everything. I lost like 4 days worth of stuff. Like, or at least 4 days worth of time I could have been using for doing stuff. Oh, I need to go to the library. I need to print out a form because there was a form I was supposed to sign. Oh god, when was that thing due? I had something I needed to sign and they're like, oh, actually, because I mentioned, hey, I'm like, hey, the online form isn't working. And they're like, okay, go print it out and scan it and send it back to us. And I'm like, I don't have printer or scanner. Well, I mean, we have one here, but it's like a huge pain to use because it's only connected to my grandma's computer and it doesn't connect to Wi-Fi. I am yelling. At least, okay, on the bright side though, at least I can't really work out at this point anyway because I'm still slightly too phlegmy and too easily tired. So at the very least, that's like one thing I don't have to worry about. Like, I'm probably not gonna work out a ton. But also like, sorry, I'm gonna be yelling about this the entire stream. I'm gonna like, every time we play a game, I'm gonna like remember one new thing that needs doing, and I'm going to like scream and cry and bang my head on the table or something. Okay, when was this due? When was this due? It was due on... Oh, thank god. Okay, I still have a couple more days. Okay. Okay. False alarm. I'm good. I got scared. I thought it was maybe due today, but no. I got a couple more days. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, maybe USB or SD card and printer if it allows that, and if you have one available. I don't think it does that. It's a pretty old printer. I don't know how long they've had that printer, but like, it connects to my grandma's computer because until I moved here, that was all it needed to do. The thing is that it doesn't have, I don't think it does Wi-Fi, so it can't do wireless printing. And the cable spaghetti on my grandma's entire computer setup is indecipherable, and I'm not gonna touch anything. So I can't really like plug my computer into it either because I think there's just too much going on. So yeah, when I've had to do it in the past, I've just like had to email stuff to my grandma and have her print it out from her computer, but like I don't like doing that, and it also like, you know, I have to make sure. I feel bad because I'm like keep reminding her to print stuff out, and I'm like, I don't like doing that. So I'll just go to the library and pay the like 10-20 cents per page or whatever it is. Need Ethernet? Yeah, but like, how would I connect it all the way to the printer? The printer is like upstairs. It's all the way upstairs. Yeah, I could have USB port access to print from the printer menu. Yes, but like, if you want to come in and take a look at the cable spaghetti that's going on behind there and tell me which cord it is I need to remove, I don't think... It's not happening. It's not happening. If you saw it, you too would give up on the spot. Good morning, Eggy. Hello, JD. Hello. But, yeah. I should probably be yelling a bit less if my voice is this phlegmy. But I'm angry. I'm angry and mad, and I slept bad because there was a lot of weird noise going on outside. I don't know. Maybe some of it was in my brain. Maybe some of it was in my brain. Because, like, last night... Okay, so last night, earlier in the evening, there was fireworks, but I wasn't sleeping at that time yet, so it wasn't really a problem. Then, later while I was sleeping, I still don't know what this was, but I heard a few noises. So there was this one noise that was consistently going for a while that sounded a bit like a car, like it sounded like some kind of machine running. And then I was hearing other things that sounded like it sounded like footsteps, but I knew it wasn't footsteps in our house because if it was, like, the floors are super creaky and I'm in the basement. So it's like, okay, if it was actually somebody walking around our house, I would have heard it. And I even went upstairs at some point because I also heard some sounds that sounded like it sounded like someone talking, like, but really quiet. And I was like, I went upstairs to check and I couldn't hear anything. So I was like, okay, it's probably nothing because, like, if my grandma was trying to say something or even just snoring, if she was doing it that loud, I would be able to hear it from upstairs, but I couldn't. I don't know. I felt like I was going insane. There was just, like, there was a noise. I don't know if it was, like, construction outside or if it was, like, something the neighbors were doing or something. It was just, like, weird noise that I wasn't even sure was, like, actually there. So yeah, I didn't get much sleep. I was supposed to get 6 hours of sleep according to the alarm I set, and then I got less than that, which is bad. Which is bad. I will drink water. I will drink water, don't worry. Ugh. Too many things. Everything stop happening, please. But yeah. So anyway, this Friday I also am leaving for a few days. I haven't decided if I'm gonna stream while I'm gone yet. Because I will be away. So I'm going on a trip. I leave on the 24th, and then I come back on the Is it the Wednesday or no? It's the Wednesday after. So I need to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what is happening. If I'll be able to stream while I'm gone. She will never stream again. Okay, I don't know. I'm also mad because everything is happening right. Like, it's like this entire year had nothing going on. And now there's like 7 things going in like the last 2 weeks of October and like the first week of November. Like, it's like we squeezed a whole year worth of stuff into like 3 weeks. And I was sick for 4 days. So I'm now, that's basically like having like 3 weeks of stuff to catch up on. Okay. So yeah, I'm leaving for a trip. Like, what is happening in like the next few weeks? I'm like, okay, going on a trip, a con? No, it's not a convention. This was my friend's wedding. That was the one I was talking about a few weeks ago. So okay, so I have a trip. I have potentially something else that I'm not sure about yet. We have Katamari, the new Katamari comes out. I have training for work. I found out for work, I have my training, and then there's like a few more days of like at home, like, you know, online courses you have to take. But the actual job doesn't start until like a week or two later. So once November comes around, I still have like, you know, a few more weeks to figure things out before I start holiday EGGY work. So I got that going for me. So it's a little less stressful, I guess, because I now know I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about this until like a little bit later. So, but yeah, but either way, I have training for that. And then what else is happening? The obvious, like, you know, Halloween. I don't have anything planned for Halloween. I'm sorry. Well, you hear me. I'm going insane. I don't have anything planned for Halloween. Thinking my laundry is half done. I forgot my towel. Oh my god, my laundry. Okay. I had laundry in the washing machine from like last week that I never took out because I was gonna take it out, and then I was sick for 4 days. You could be a deviled egg. No, but I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going anywhere. I don't have anything planned for real life, and I also don't have anything planned for stream. I don't know. Maybe when I visit previous EGGY City, I should ask my friends. I'm like, hey, do you want to just like dress up for no reason so that we can pretend it's Halloween? It's always so wrinkled. It's okay, it's okay. It was in the dryer, so it was like already dry. It's just that like I never took it out of the laundry room and put it away. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. I mean, at the very least, one thing that's one less thing to worry about is that, like, I was asking my mom, because I didn't have any purses that matched my outfit for the wedding. So I asked my mom if she had any, and she did. She had found one that the color matched, and I was like, thank God. That's, like, one less thing to worry about. I did not want to have to shop for a purse. I have enough of them. I have too many of them already. But, yeah, it's... Everything is too much. There is too much things happening. I will still probably stream Ocarina tomorrow, though. At least so I can have one more stream before I go away for the weekend. But between now and then, I have to, like... I have to lock in. I don't have the energy to lock in, but I have to do it regardless. I have to lock in and drink water and, eat more soup, I guess. Tomorrow I will hit my 100 stream streak. Congratulations! 100 eggs in a row. 100 eggs in a row. Even showed up when I didn't announce a stream. Oh my god, I forgot to make a going live tweet. I am so scrambled. I am so scrambled. Ugh. Okay. You're just a mess. I am a mess. Like, maybe if I could have slept last night, I would be less of a mess. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna have to ignore Blue Sky for now because I can't be bothered to make a second going live post. Was Grandma throwing a rage apart? No, I talked about this earlier. There was noises. The night was full of weird noises that made me think somebody was like breaking into the house or something. And then I would go upstairs and there was nothing. Looking back, it was probably either construction or it was like, I don't know, some kind of animal walking around in our backyard. Model has a little lag occasionally. Stream is fine though. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening to my computer. I think it tried to like update something. Or no, it wouldn't have updated something because Windows 10 is dead. OBS is running at like 27% CPU for some reason. I've had enough. I've had enough. I'm surprised no one's made a program to simulpost on X and Blue Sky. Apparently, I don't know. I have mentioned that on stream before because I said I was wondering how, and somebody said it's weirdly difficult, mostly from Twitter's end, but yeah. All plans need to be on extra good behavior today. Honestly, yeah. Please be nice and good. Please be nice and good. Please be nice and good. I will crash out if everyone's not nice and good. Ugh. Ugh. Hold on. Let me... Ugh. Thank you, Panis. Thank you, Panis, for planting Wumbo. Wumbo 117. Thank you.
I am Panis has
Actually,
planted
another
one flower.
fun Eggy fact. I am 9 followers away from 3,000 followers. I know it's at 3K for a while because Twitch usually rounds up when they show the follower count on your profile. But, yeah, I'm actually 9 followers away. I'm actually at 2,991 followers. So hopefully exactly 9 people show up today and I can impress them just enough for them to press the follow button. and I will hit a milestone. I believe on YouTube I'm also getting closer to 500. I'm not quite like super close yet, but also YouTube is weird. Oh, speaking of YouTube, okay, nobody said hi on YouTube, so we're good. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Yeah, no, I'm on YouTube. I'm chugging along. I'm trying to eventually someday get YouTube partner, unlock monetization on YouTube so that we can have, you know, subscriptions and emotes and stuff on YouTube as well. But I believe the standards for that are like, let me check where I'm at, because in order to be able to be monetized on YouTube, I believe the number you have to have is, it's 500 subscribers and at least 3,000 watch hours over the last 365 days. So for reference for where I'm at 457 subscribers and 786 watch hours. So I don't know. I keep chugging along. You know, I'll get there eventually. Oh joy, another fee I must pay. More, I'm gonna be raising egg taxes. Pay the second egg tax. Yeah, YouTube having the opposite meanings of subscribe and partner makes me... Yeah, that's so true. That's true, right? Because like when you subscribe on Twitch, that means I give the streamer money and in exchange they give me emotes and no ads. But then like subscribe on YouTube just means I would like to see new videos from this channel, please, thank you, right? And like, you're right, Twitch partner, because like, I guess YouTube affiliate isn't really like a word that they use, right? If you're monetized on YouTube, you're a YouTube partner, but like that's not the same as Twitch partner. Twitch partner means like, I mean, you're monetized, but you're like monetizeder, right? Although, I don't know, I feel like they've changed the partner program so much, I'm not even sure what it means anymore. Like, people will talk about, like, there's, like, Partner Plus, and then, like... Because what's that originally, like, partner was, like, it was, like, better revenue split, and... there was probably other perks. But, like, I feel like there's, like, they made a bajillion adjustments, because they're like, oh, we're gonna make it easier to get partner, but then, like, more difficult to get, like, the parts of partner that people actually wanted, and now we're like, you have to have this number of active subs per month to count for Partner Plus. It's very confusing, and I do not understand it, but... How are the games? Not started yet. I will start momentarily. I probably should. I don't know if I'll go stream for as long due to obvious reasons you can probably hear, but yeah. Now that I'm not in ad zone, you can get one more year of Windows 10 security updates for free. At least Canada, since I got it, just needs to opt in. Okay. Whereabouts do I opt in for that? Because like I literally cannot, like my computer does not have the specs to move to Windows 11. I quite literally, even if I wanted to, which I don't especially want to, but even if I wanted to, I cannot Windows 11ify my computer. It will not let me. Every time I turn on my computer lately, it was like, Windows 10 is dying. Switch to Windows 11. And then I'm like, okay, let's switch to Windows 11. And it's like, no, you can't do that. Dumb and stupid. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. It's in Windows settings, update section. Okay, I'll look into it. But yeah, we should probably zhong. Let's zhong. There we go. Okay. And I'll set up the room. And hopefully it will keep me in the same room for the entire stream today. 43597. There we go. I love to zhong. I love zhonging. Okay, Sorry, I was thinking about. There's this one. How many of you guys have played Hundy Line? Sorry, 100 Line. 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I keep calling it Hundy Line. Because there's this one thing I think I originally saw people on Twitter just like making fun of it. Because there's this one part where Takumi, who is like the protagonist, he has this one sprite that's just like a yeah kind of face, right? And there's one part where like another character invites him to watch a movie, and his response is, I love movies, with that kind of like, yeah, sprite. And I just keep thinking about that because it's like, I love movies. What does that even mean? I love movies. Which ones? Do you have a preference? No, he just loves movies. Just movies. What does that mean? What did he mean by this? I love Mahjong. No, it's called Hundy Line. It's Hundy Line. I played like 10 days of it. You should play the other 90. No, I need to get more routes. I need to get more endings. Because I've gotten a few, and then other games came out, and then I picked Umineko up again, and then, I don't know. I have too many video games right now, but I can't play video game for more than like a few minutes until Friday, I guess. Eggy, let us know if you ever want suggestions for alternatives to the Nintendo playlist. I think I'm good for today, but I don't know. I keep putting on Katamari. That's an alternative? Yeah. My knowledge of Hundy Line is a Picmix 8-0, 11 piece. 11 piece. 11 piece. 11 piece. The Sega playlist. Well, I don't know, because like somebody sent me like a Dreamcast playlist a while back, and I don't know, it's not that I didn't like it, I just felt like it didn't quite fit the vibe for the stream. It felt a little too intense for what I was going for. Like, we're zhonging, but like it's not it's not that serious, you know? Toho? No, that's too intense. That's way too intense. We can't have Toho in here. Like, this is friendly zhonging. This isn't like competitive, intense zhonging. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sega Saturn has better vibes than the Dreamcast. I don't know, because usually when I hear people talking about like music and Sega games, it's always for like Dreamcast. Sorry, should I mute when I cough? I don't know how gross this is. I don't want to sound too gross. I don't want to be like gross egg. It was like, there's nothing wrong with me except for the phlegm. If it were not for the phlegm, I would be so powerful. If it were not for the phlegm, I would have already had all the things I need done by now. I curse the phlegm every night. I don't know, last night I tried, because I read somewhere that like, apparently like, if you are phlegmy, it's good for you to sleep with, they said like, with your head elevated on your back. So I tried that, like, underneath my pillow. Like, I literally slept, I had like a stack of stuff under my pillow. Like, right now on my bed, there's a folded up blanket, and then a Real Akuma plushie, and then my pillow. So it's like 3 things stacked on top of each other. And I don't know, it felt kind of nice. I don't know if it worked, but it didn't feel bad. Although, I don't know, it was a weird position to get used to, because I don't sleep on my back usually. And I was like, sleeping on your back is so cold. Like, I was cold. Like, I feel like maybe I'm just so used to sleeping on my front and like curling up on like my hands. Cause I was like, why is like, or maybe I just needed another blanket? I don't know, I was cold. It was like, it's like my body was not used to having to like retain heat there. So even though I was like in a blanket, I was kind of cold and I'm like, how do people sleep like this? Yeah, I always try to sleep inclined when I'm sick. Well, I figured because it's like the default position for hospital beds, right? So I figured I'm like, okay, it's probably like good for you in some capacity. And like, I don't know, I've been told that like sleeping on your back is like good for your neck and stuff, but I don't know, I think I probably ended up falling asleep on my side though. I can't keep up back sleeping. Although, I don't know, I think the other upside to that is that when I woke up, I probably looked like the actual, like, egg a whack. Because the slep a whack is actually not true to real life. It is, because I am usually a stomach sleeper. I slept on my front. So technically if the awak was to be correct, you would be seeing the back of my head and not my face. But I think this morning, actually, the awak, I had an awak that was like accurate to the illustration, where I was like facing forward. If somebody would have walked in, they would have seen me go, ugh. And I would have looked like the actual awak. I would have looked like that. That's what I would have looked like. Yeah, short blanket difference. I'd be so tired to sleep on my back. Yeah, again, I'm just like, I can only sleep on my front, and I feel like I need a flat surface as well to sleep. Like, I'm usually not able to sleep on, like, planes or buses or, like, anywhere where you're, like, upright. I feel like I need to be horizontal for it to work. Face planting eggplant drawing. Just need to make, like, another version of the awak where it's, like, everything is reversed. So it's just, like, both me and the eggplants are just, like, you're just seeing the back of our heads. Just like, is this good awak? Is this bad awak? You don't know. You can't see our faces. You'll never know. Oh. But yeah, no, I can't sleep upright. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at napping. I don't know. For me, slep is like a thing that happens at a very specific time of day, in a very specific position, and anything else just doesn't work. Like, I wouldn't say I even have trouble falling asleep. I just kinda... Because, like, once I'm... Like, if it's the right time of night, I'm usually pretty good at falling asleep. It's just that, like, everything else... Like, am I in a chair? Nope, not doable. Have to be in a bed. Am I in a... Am I... Like, lying down on my back? Impossible. Must be on my front. I don't know, I've never done... Doesn't, like, business class flights usually have, like, those, seats that, like, let you lie down? Like, they're, like, a seat that can, like, technically become a bed. I've never been in business class. I've never flown business class. Maybe someday. Someday I'll get lucky. Someday I'll get lucky and they'll, like, upgrade me or something. Or I will become very wealthy and make $1 billion bajillion dollars. That's above business class? People who have flown business class, what were the seats like? I've never been in business class. I've been on a business class train, but that was different. I've never been on a business class airplane. Eggy in the private jet. No, I wouldn't do the private jet. That's nonsense. Business class is sometimes just the one in front of coach. I never do business, I don't know. There's gotta be, like, out of everybody here right now, at least one of us has to have, like, flown business class before, right? I'm an economy plus eggplant. I've done economy plus. I think that's what I actually did for my flight to Japan, was economy plus. Yeah. Amtrak business class is a scam. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess the Via Rail business class has, like, some upsides. I only take it, though, I think the thing is, like, Via Rail business class has become a better deal because they made economy worse. So it's like, it's become a better deal for like, a bad reason. Like, I think there was once I took business class because I had a big suitcase with me, and if you have a big suitcase with Via Rail, they charge you extra for it in economy, but if you're taking business class, then it's fine. So I took business class because after like totaling together the ticket for like the economy and then like the price for the baggage and stuff, I realized I'm like, you know, it's probably like it's only like an extra $20 to go business class and I would still get all the same stuff. So yeah. But I don't know, you do get a meal in Via Rail business class. So that's nice. You get you have to pay extra for a meal in economy, and they have worse selection, but like business class always comes with a meal. Yeah. I got it once from work, and it was exactly the same as coach, except they serve us first, and we had a pillow. I mean, it might also depend on the flight for like how far you're going. I imagine like business class on like a flight that's like 2 hours is probably different than business class on a flight that's like 6 hours, you know? My grandpa told me what business used to be like when it was cool back in the 70s when he flew to Japan and Korea for business. According to him, a hot woman would bring him scotch and light his cigar for him. That is like the most old man thing you can possibly say. Yeah, mine was very short flight, so it could be part of the context. Yeah. Because like I feel like I've seen like pictures of business class flights that have like these like almost like bed-looking seats where you can like fully recline. But yeah, maybe those are for like long haul flights. So like if you're flying like overseas and it's like a 9-hour flight. Yeah. Because I need to see, because I'm looking to go to MagFest in January. Hopefully it works out. Because like the other thing too is so I need to go to I don't need to go to MagFest, but I do want to go to MagFest. And I also am obligated to go to New York at some point. Because Bodega did hit that goal in her subathon. I kind of agreed to it with the impression that it was one of the higher goals and that Bodega would not hit it, and then Bodega hit it, and I was like, oh, I guess I now have to go to New York. So she originally offered for November, but I don't think that's gonna happen just because it's like, there's just too much happening. So what I was thinking of maybe doing was, if I go to MagFest, I would go to New York for a few days beforehand, and then me and Bodega would do our fun New York things, and then I would go to MagFest from there, since I'm already in the States. Yeah, I lost the hotel lottery. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in, like, I've never stayed in the hotel. I've only stayed in, like, Airbnbs, which has been fine. Yeah. Sorry for giving Bodega money to force you to go to New York. She was forced to go to New York. Well, I mean, I think all the goals after Take Eggy to New York were like, because like Take Eggy to New York was like the 900 sub goal, I think, and all the ones after that were some variation of show feet. So like, my first thought when Bodega was like, oh yeah, we hit the goal, like she sent me a DM, she's like, come to New York, we hit the goal, and I'm like, my first thought after that is like, is it all gonna be foot cam from here? She's gonna give you a personalized tour. Bodega has wanted me to come to New York for a long time. I think she just wants everyone to come to New York. Like, she keeps telling me about like all the things that she would want to do. She's like, oh yeah, I want to take you on the, she wants to take me on the, what she calls the weeb circuit. She's like, yeah, you go to K-Town, then you have like Korean barbecue, and then you go to Kinokuniya and Book Off and Daiso, and then you go to the Nintendo store. That's what she calls the weeb circuit. Which, like, I don't know, I've never actually been to an American book off. Like, I went to the ones obviously in Japan, but like, I'm curious to know what the American one is like. Because the thing is with book off is like, I'm like, do they import stuff? Like, do they import book off items from Japan? Or do they, like, do they take, like, people who bring in manga and stuff? Is it, like, people in the area? Like, I'm curious how it works. I have a weeb circuit too. It also has a Kinokuniya. I know Kinokuniya is, like, it's more common in the States than I thought. We don't have any here. We don't have round one either. Every Japanese chain seems to come to the States and then, like, forget that Canada exists. I've been told it's expensive. The stuff there is expensive, but, like, they have really good selections. Does New York have an Animate store? I could have sworn that there was, but maybe I'm thinking of, like, somewhere in California. Like, did I imagine that? Yeah, there's some surprising round one locations. Well, round one, I was under the impression that, like, round one has some locations in big cities, but I feel like a lot of the round ones that I hear about are just, like, in kind of mid-sized towns, since I guess they don't have a lot of competition. Good morning, Jabred. Even Ohio has round one. Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Like, they mostly put themselves in, like, mid-sized cities rather than, like... I mean, they still have them in big cities, but, like, most of them... Because even I was talking to Bodega, she was like, yeah, the nearest round one is actually, like, reasonably far from where she is, because, like, I guess New York City just doesn't have, like, a ton of them, because it's... I guess the real estate is expensive. Sure, I guess. It's every manga you could ever want, English, Japanese, or Korean, that's why I go. It's also got super high-end figures and Gunpla for like 500 USD a box. Ah, okay, so it's the thing you go when you like have something very specific you want. Because, yeah, I can't think of any... I haven't bought figures in a really long time. So, yeah, that's... I don't know what else we'd do in New York. I know Bodega would take me on the weeb circuit. I'm sure she has other places she wants to take me, but... yeah. It's a bit of a hike for me and it's expensive, but if my local manga store doesn't have it, I go there and it's always in stock. I don't know. Maybe it's different here. Like, do you guys have, like, specialized manga stores? Because I feel like here, like, the bookstores have, like, a reasonable selection of manga. And, like, there's a few other stores, like, there's some smaller places. Like, I know there's one place that, like, imports a lot of, like, not a ton, but, like, imports some Japanese manga. Like, is it common to have, like, a store that sells just manga? I guess a lot of comic book stores here also carry manga usually. But I feel like I'm trying to remember the last time I was in, like, a manga store that sold just manga, and they're like, "Hello, we are the manga store. We sell manga." Yeah. There are no bookstores at all in my town? Pandas is out here living in, like, the least literate town in the world. Wait, do you guys just not have bookstores? I feel like, I don't think I've ever lived in a city that just didn't have a bookstore. Like, usually they're, like, chain bookstores. but like they're bookstores. Like if you're like, I would like a book, you can go to a store and there's book. Ugh. Maybe Amazon killed the ones that were left? I don't know, because like here, we have Amazon too, but we also still have bookstores like most places. Like maybe if you live in a very small town here, they might not have one. But, you know, if you live in a city that's big enough to, you know, have its own school board, I guess, it will almost certainly have a bookstore. Interior city in Brazil, we don't tend to have those. Ah, okay. Because I know most of the ones in Canada, I think, are owned by the same company. I think we might have a bit of a bookstore monopoly here. Because I'm not sure off the top of my head. When I was a kid, there was Chapters and there was Indigo, but I don't remember if... I know that Chapters was owned by Indigo. And I don't know if they merged, if like one of them bought the other, or if they were always the same entity working under different names. There's also another one called Coles, like Coles, and I'm not sure if that one is I'm not sure if that one was like a separate thing or if that one's also owned. I think that one's also owned by Indigo. But yeah, I think they recently, like a few years back, they changed all the Chapters to Indigos. Which I don't know, I'm kind of sad about because like, I feel like Chapters had like a really nice look to it, and Indigo, the decor is just not as nice. Okay, is there a way to do this without screwing myself over? I guess not, okay. Like, the Indigo is like trying to be like all like modern and stuff, but it's boring, and I feel like a lot of the Chapters, they were like very... I don't know, they weren't like old-fashioned, but they felt very kind of, you know, a lot of hardwood kind of aesthetic. They look very homey, I guess. But maybe that's just like nostalgia for going to Chapters as a kid. Like, Chapters would have Starbucks in them. And I mean, they still do, I think. Like, Indigo still has Starbucks. Some of them still have Starbucks. They've joined up with other coffee shops as well. I remember when I was a kid, that was like... that was what we did. My dad would go to Starbucks and he would order tea. And he would send me and my sister into the bookstore. What? No! You've literally killed me. I'm dying and you've killed me. Yeah, me and my sister would go into the bookstore and we'd read manga from the manga section. That was what we did. Can you buy books with Canadian Tire bucks? No, I don't think... Do they even make Canadian Tire paper money anymore? They probably still accept it, but I don't think they make it anymore. I think there's just like a Canadian Tire credit card. Canadian Tire seems like the coolest store ever. I don't know, it's just a store. It's like a store. They sell stuff. Like, I mean, I guess it's a pretty reasonable variety of stuff. I don't know, it's just kind of like a store for people who go outside. In, like, every sense of the word. Because they have, like, they have some, like, home renovation stuff. And, like, patio furniture. And probably some regular furniture. And they have camping gear. And they have sports gear. And they have bicycles. And they have... cooking supplies? Like pots and pans and stuff. And they have kitchen appliances. And they have... I don't know, they kind of have everything, I guess. Except clothes. I don't think you can buy clothes at Canadian Tire, but maybe they've changed that. Do they have tires? Yes. I believe they do. Most locations, you can get your car fixed, yes. Yeah. Yeah, usually most locations, yeah, have a full mechanic shop. I say most, it's probably all, I just don't want to say all because that sounds very definitive and I don't want to be actually about Canadian Tire. Uh... Like any store that sells power tools. Panis is the, like, stereotypical dad that every, Father's Day advertisement is telling you to shop for. I don't know. Does anybody else feel like Father's Day gifts are, like, really hard to find? Because, like, I think I've talked about this before, but usually for Mother's Day gifts, right? The kind of stuff they recommend giving is, like, stuff that's, like, stuff that your mom will probably eventually run out of, right? They're like, oh, buy her this nice soap, or this nice perfume, or buy her these chocolates, or something, right? Whereas, like, for dads, it's like, buy him tools, buy him a tie, and it's like, those are things that you're probably, like, he's probably not going to need to replace very often, right? Yeah, my dad always has every power tool imaginable. There's nothing left to buy. Well, also, too, like, yeah, like, I'm trying to even think. I think one year we did actually get my dad a toolkit, but, like, that's one thing you need. That's, like, a once-a-decade kind of purchase, right? Like, that's not, like, something that you... If your dad needs a new toolkit every year, then I have questions. Yeah, wine and flowers. It's like, yeah, the flowers are wilt. You will drink all the wine. I mean, I guess you can get those things for your dad, too. But... I think I'm becoming like my dad because I'm so passive about gifts now. Everyone struggles to buy for me. Again, for me, I'm like... My interests are too niche is my problem at this point. Like, I don't trust my mom to shop for me for the holidays anymore. Because a lot of the times what I want is so specific that, ooh. It's either so specific that, like, I don't think she knows where to buy it, or I don't trust her to get the right thing. Not that I don't think she's smart, it's just that, like, she doesn't know my hobbies. Because sometimes it's like, you know, I know where to buy this. I know where to find what I'm looking for. I'm not gonna make somebody else chase it. But I don't know, I guess I usually try to keep around, like, one normal gift that I want. Like, this year, I think I need new running shoes. So I'm like, I think I'll ask my mom for that, because I know that she, like, she knows where to shop for running shoes, and she knows what running shoes are. So, like, that's not... It's not a complicated thing, right? My sister keeps buying me either Hello Kitty or Dragon Ball merch. Do you like either of those things? I mean, my mom usually buys me Hello Kitty stuff. She knows I like that. I guess you can't really go wrong with that. But yeah, sometimes it's like, what do you want for Christmas? And it's like, I don't know, like a GPU. And I know you don't know how to shop for that because I barely knew how to shop for that. And I was like, what do you want? I want this specific Lolita dress, but I know where to buy that and I know you don't, so I will just give me the money and I will buy it myself. It's not even like video games, because like with some video games I can just like give my mom the title and be like, go to EB Games and show them this and they will give it to you. But then other times it's like, you know, something that's too specific. Stop eating your mooncakes. Oh my god, do I even have that emote? I don't think I even have that emote. You guys are taunting me. Is it weird that our parents don't know our hobby? Because I feel the same way, honestly. I feel so awkward asking for 40k stuff. I'd never be like, please buy me Uma Musume or Love Live stuff. Yeah, it's like... Well, because like, there's a lot of things where it's like... Even if my mom knows what this is, I don't know if she's gonna be able to actually like find it, you know? And like, I'm sure that like stores that sell anime merch and such probably are accustomed to like parents coming in and being like, do you have anything for Uma Musume? And they're like, okay, yes. Like, I'm sure there's probably stores that are like used to that, right? But yeah, it's like, I just don't want to have to make people have to go through that, the ordeal of doing that, you know? As a fellow weeb, I'd know for Eggy, like, boom, Hollow Stars, Hundy line. Good luck finding it, though. That's the other thing, too, is, like, a lot of the merch I want is always, like, online, because you have to, like, it either ships from Japan, or it's, like, a limited time thing. Man, okay. Cover Corporation, if you are listening, please make at least one kind of Hollow Stars merch that can be purchased at any time. Because you know how, like, with HoloLive merch, they pretty consistently stock, like, the Friends for You, like the Friends for You plushies and some of the acrylic keychains. Please, can you do the same for Hollow Stars? So that there's something that can be bought at all times. Because I feel like everything is like short order. Like everything is like limited time. It's like, oops, did you miss the window for that? Especially for people, like, I know a lot of people have been asking for like reruns on the mascot plushies too, because a lot of people are like, hey, the mascot plushies were released like 2 years ago almost, and I started watching like 1 year ago. Please, like, you know, it probably, like, please rerun this. Yeah, I don't know where to send stuff. Just buy throwing gifts in hopes it delivers to Canada. Sorry, I'm gonna be gross for a second. I came across some HoloLive gachapon machines around here recently. I think it includes some Hollow Stars. It did! It did, I actually already have 2 of them. I already have 2 of them. I think I lost one of them. I don't know where one of them went. I have a Miyabi, which I keep with my Flayon Nui, so he has a friend. And then I think I have an Arudan, but I don't know where I put it. I think I won it one day and I was like, cool. And then I put it in my purse and now I don't remember what bag I was using that day. But yes, congratulations to Durers. Thank you. Good job. GG. GG to Punk Asian and Jita. Thank you. Oh god, my voice is like deader than I thought. Hold on. We're breaking out the Papacoa. Eggy had my winning tiles twice? Well, that sounds like a you problem. We're gonna go to Papacoa. So I have to add that to the list of 9 billion things to do. Billion. You know, it's kind of annoying because like I input Papacoa into my like calorie counting app because it is like technically just like honey with some other stuff added to it, but the app categorizes it as cough syrup. So now I'm just like, I feel like it looks really sketchy when I look at like my when I look at my like summary for the day. It's like, yeah, you took so much cough syrup, and I'm like, no, it's not like that. Yeah, it's Chinese cough syrup basically. Yeah, that's what it is. But like, it's like an herbal medicine. So Papacoa, for those who don't know, it's like a Chinese herbal medicine thing that it's used by a lot of voice actors use it, because it's like really good for your voice. You can edit the name of the entry. Wait a second, it kicked me out. What? Hold on. Can I get back into the room? 4, 3, 5, 9, 7. Hello? Can't find this room. Okay. Why did it kick me out? Yo, Star, fix this. This keeps happening. Okay, 69233. Okay. I guess they just decided that room doesn't get to exist anymore. That's fine. Alright, 69233. I'm gonna put that on YouTube too. Yeah. We don't have bookstores anymore either unless Walmart counts. That's sooner about Lowe's on YouTube. Yeah. I don't know. Does Walmart sell a lot of books where you are? I feel like Walmart doesn't sell a ton of books here. Like, they have a section that technically has books, but they're not like... It's not a big section. Did you get kicked mid-game or after? It was after. I got to the end and I'm like, congratulations, everybody. And then, it just disappeared. I don't know what happened. But this has happened for a few weeks now. Where, like, it just, like... I finish a game and then it just kicks me out. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna boil some water so I can have... Oh god, my voice was so gross just now. I sounded so actually. Hold on, I'm gonna go boil some water. Oh, the kettle was... the kettle wasn't plugged in. That explains why I didn't boil earlier. Hold on. Alright, that's going. That's going. In Lizzie, you can edit the name for the product with that barcode. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, I don't think I searched by barcode, though. I think I searched by name. Because, yeah, technically it is cough syrup, but realistically, it's like... Hold on. The main ingredient is honey. Like, it's like... Each 5 milliliter dose contains 271 milligrams of honey, and then everything else is like... everything else is like... just like less than a gram. It's like 0.1 milliliters of every other ingredient. Because it's all like a bunch of other like herbs. Yeah, it's like 0.1 of everything else. So this is like, you know, this is like 90% honey. Does it include a calorie label? No. But the thing is, because it's like, again, because it's just honey with a bunch of other stuff that's added in quantities so small that it probably doesn't, like, affect anything, I imagine whoever put it there probably just took the nutrition facts for honey and assume it's about the same. Yeah. Last time I disconnected you and made a new room, well, we told you that the old room was still live with 3 people waiting for you, and then everyone left and caused you to make a room. That's why I was trying to get back into the room, because I thought it was the same thing as last time. Yeah, you can probably consume honey, too, and get an approximate effect. Yeah, but... I mean, I need to buy more honey. I ran out of honey. Yeah, voice actors do talk about honey tea, right? Yep. Honey tea is very common. But I'm out of honey. I have plenty of tea, but I'm out of honey. Ah. Phlegm. Honey lemon. Lemon. Oh. Lemon. Ugh. I'm running out of so many things. Aha. But I will be okay soon, presumably. Maybe I'll make soup today. I'll actually be able to use the produce that I bought. Got that to look forward to. Oh, actually, I had soup yesterday. I had pho. I had pho. You know, one of the things I learned is that pho has way less calories than I thought it did. Did you take X ingredients out of the freezer to thaw? No, but I don't really need to. So, I don't have anything today that needs to be taken out of the freezer. Pho's nice. Pho's great when you're sick. Yeah. I don't know. Pho has way less calories than I thought as well. Because I was trying to like enter it into my app later. And I was like, there's no way I can have that few calories if I'm that full after eating it. And it's like, no, that's just how it is. Because like, I guess it's like, there's meat, but you know, unless the restaurant is like super generous, they're probably not giving you like a ton of meat. And rice noodles have less calories than I thought. And everything else is a vegetable. I guess there's the broth, but like everything else is a vegetable. Yeah, pho to be just like broth, vegetable, and rice noodles, low calorie. Yeah, pretty more so than a lot of other like soups. Like more so than like, definitely more so than ramen. Like the jongleur. Hello, Yellowberry. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had pho, but I can believe it. I guess it's like very filling. It's very filling, but also like lower in calories than I thought. Like it's not exactly a diet food, but it's not, there's not as much, it is not as bad as I thought. Yeah. For vegetables, only starchy ones would add to pho calories, so I can't see them adding potatoes. Yeah, it's usually like, it's like bean sprouts and green onions and that's about it. I don't know. Oh, and thank you for sprouting, Yellowberry. Yeah, I guess pho is a cleaner soup versus a fatty soup. Yeah, usually there will be some fat in the soup. Like, I know a lot of times there'll be, like, fat floating on the surface. But I think that has less to do with the broth, and that has more to do with just, like, I imagine that's probably some of that fat is just coming from the meat, right? It's not like they're adding oil to it the same way that they do to ramen broth, right? So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I had pho yesterday. I didn't make it myself. Making pho yourself is actually like, pho is one of those things where it's like, you know, broth that simmers for 8 hours. It's like those kinds of soups. So I don't think I'd be able to make it at home. They add oil to ramen broth? I think so, yeah. For some of them. I know there's like, there's one ramen place I've been to nearby that adds like garlic oil to their broth, and it's very tasty, but also oil. Hold on, I'm gonna pour myself some water. Yeah. I didn't think this through. Am I gonna have... I'm not gonna be able to drink the water immediately because it's probably gonna be too hot. Didn't think this through. Another Mahjong Tuesday. Hello, Duluxon. Yes. Sorry, my voice was still a little too rough yesterday. Because that's the thing, it's like I have energy. I have some energy. I'm not like totally dead. I'm just like full of phlegm. My dad tried it once. It was hard to get right. He did not get it right, but it was also his first time. Yeah, but it seems to be like a huge time sink if you get it wrong, you know? Because like even talking to someone who's like more experienced with it, they were like, yeah, that's like one of those things where the restaurant will just make like one really big pot of it at the beginning of the day and just like, you know, use it throughout the day as people order soup. It'd be that guy, but it's pronounced more like pho. No, I'm aware. I just don't know, because when you guys like talk about foods from other languages, do you use the pronunciation from the other language, or do you use the pronunciation that most people use in English? Because like I know that it's actually pronounced pho, I'm aware of it. I just, whenever I say it in English, I'm worried people won't know what I'm talking about. You know? Because, I don't know, I guess it depends on the word. We're using, like, loan words. Because, like, saying sushi with a Japanese sushi, I don't know. Sometimes I feel self-conscious if I'm, like... Because, like, sometimes I've gone to Japanese restaurants and I've ordered stuff and I would say it in, like, you know, the way I would if I was reading the menu in Japanese. And I'm like, I probably sound so pretentious. I probably sound insanely pretentious. I'm like, yeah, could I get the, like, maze soba? One zaru soba. One zaru udon, onegaishimasu. Not onegaishimasu, but... Hi, Eggy, what's this about pho? We're talking about how it's actually pronounced pho. Or like if I'm ordering sushi, I'm like, it would be so weird because I'm like, can I get one salmon and one ebi? Like, to be fair, some of the restaurants I've seen write their menus like that, where they write some of the names of fish in Japanese and some of them in English. So it's like, yeah, I would like one salmon and one ebi. And you're like, an ebi? Can I get an ebi fry? Yeah! I'm like, do I sound like a weeb if I order an ebi fry instead of a fried shrimp? It's funny, I once went to a Hungarian restaurant, tried to order in Hungarian, I was met with a blank stare. That's the thing, is like, I don't want to assume if I'm at a Japanese restaurant, I don't want to like assume the staff would speak Japanese unless I can like overhear them speaking it, right? Because like, I don't know. I've also been to, I found one place in my city that serves zaru soba, and it was just okay. It wasn't like great zaru soba, but I think the other thing too is that like, because it was technically an udon place, it's just that they also happen to serve soba. And I swear they probably did not realize I know what I'm about. Sorry. Like, I don't think they realize that, like, I know what I'm about. I know what I'm here for. Like, because, like, when I ordered soba off the menu, they're like, are you sure you want soba? Because I had, like, zaru soba and zaru udon, and I was like, I would like soba. And they're like, are you sure you want soba? And I said, yes, it's soba. Zaru soba, please. And then they prepared the food, and they brought me zaru udon, and I was like, I ordered zaru soba. Like, I don't know if they were just, like, had people before that, like, ordered soba not knowing what it was, and then didn't like it. But it's like, no, I know what I'm about. I know what I'm about. I know what I'm after. Like, I came here specifically for the soba because you're one of the few places that serves it in that format. Why even put it on the menu? I know, I mean, I don't know if it's like one of those things where it's just like, because like, if you're like, you know, Mr. White Guy who does not eat a lot of Japanese food and you're trying something for the first time, like, you're more likely to like udon more than soba, probably, because udon is like smooth and like, you know, gummy and chewy, and soba is like full of grains, right? Full of buckwheat. So I could totally see a situation where somebody would have ordered soba not knowing what it was, and then gotten it and been like, "Pwah, this tastes like buckwheat." But they weren't out of soba, because after I told them like, "Oh, I ordered soba," then they brought it to me. So I know they had soba. I don't know if I don't know what was happening there. I was like, is Eggy cute today as well? Eggy is full of phlegm. Hello, Kura. We were talking about pho. White people do not know what buckwheat tastes like. That's fair. I don't know. Have you guys not had, like, buckwheat pancakes? I think they were worried you'd hate the texture. Again, it's just like one of those things where I'm just like, I know what I'm about. I know what I'm about. I came here for soba. I know what I'm about. You know, I had buckwheat, no. Yeah, because maybe it's just my mom. Maybe it's like a healthy person thing. Maybe it's like for people who are like, oh, I want everything to be whole grain. My mom would make buckwheat pancakes. I did not care for buckwheat pancakes. But better than full of pilk. I'm sure, I'm glad I'm not full of pilk. Because that would almost certainly worsen my condition. In such a state, pilk would kill me. It was soba, but they just replaced 3 of the 4 letters and gave you soba, but it was udon. Cause yeah, soba I think has kind of like a grainy texture, which it should. If your soba doesn't have a grainy texture, then like it's doing something wrong. It's just that's just like gray ramen. You're not getting the real experience. I've had it and I'm unhealthy. I don't know, it might be more common in some places than others. Yakisoba pan. Well, I don't know. I think the other thing that maybe they thought, because like the word soba is used in a lot of different ways. So when you have like soba noodles, like soba noodles are like the ones made with buckwheat, right? But if you have like yakisoba or maze soba, those aren't made with soba noodles. Those are usually made with a different kind of noodle. Because soba noodles would probably not hold up. If you tried to make yakisoba with actual soba, I feel like that would not hold up. But, sorry, I'm gonna die again here. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have had cream of wheat or malt or oatmeal or whatever. If you make something like that with buckwheat instead, then add some jam, delicious. I don't think I've ever had cream of wheat. No dying. I know I have to survive to the end of the stream. That's what I was saying. I'll probably end early today, just for the sake of dying a bit less. Like, despite everything, I actually sound way better than yesterday. I actually sound way better than yesterday. But yeah, Kuro, I was talking about how, pho has way less calories than I thought it does. Like, it's not like a light meal, but like, it's... Maybe I'm so, like... I was always used to looking up the calories for ramen, which is like super heavy. But... yeah. I guess rice noodles. It's nice and light. It is not... But then I'm also just like, oh, if it has so few calories, why do I always struggle to finish my bowl? I always have to take it to go. Yeah, it's just noodles, broth, and thin coat of beef, yeah. Yeah, because that's what I was surprised, because I was like, oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. It's not, there's nothing heavy in there, aside from maybe the meat, and most shops don't add that much meat, because that's like the most expensive part, right? So yeah, maybe it would have more calories if you have like a shop that's super generous, but... yeah, sometimes food can be filling without having a lot of calories. That's true. I guess it's very salty, and I guess it has enough protein, probably. Maybe that's why it's filling. Because I feel like I always struggle. I mean, to be fair, I also had like a spring roll as an appetizer, so there was kind of that too. Oh, okay, we got fourth person. Let's go. You should eat the herbs and bean sprouts that come with it. I do. Not all of them, because they give you. It depends. Maybe it depends on the restaurant, but I feel like they tend to give you like a mountain of bean sprouts. Yeah, spring rolls are also pretty light. Let's eat like 5 of them. Yeah, especially if they're the ones that like aren't deep fried. Like they're just like the like rice paper one. Yeah, the one I had was very light. It was shrimp, and it was rice noodle and lettuce. I imagine the peanut dipping sauce that came with it was probably more. That was probably heavier than like the actual like roll itself. Important to hydrate when you are ill. I'm trying. I made the mistake of pouring myself a cup of hot water and then realizing that I'm gonna need to like wait to cool it off. Like I can't drink it immediately because I'm gonna like burn my entire mouth. So I'm like drinking it in like tiny sips that are so tiny that they're probably not even helping at all. Yeah, bean sprouts are cheap, I guess. They are pretty inexpensive. They are grown in large quantities. But I think I bought stuff last week to make, you know, like the microwave hot pot? Because again, I was on microwave hot pot YouTube shorts now. Just all recipes for microwave hot pot. So I'm gonna try one today. Maybe I'll do it today. I'll have to make some rice, but if I do microwave hot pot, I can probably do... Because I bought the stuff to do it. I just hope that none of it went bad in like the 4 days that I didn't eat it. Because I think the recipe I was looking at was like, it had bok choy. I guess bok choy is the only thing I'm really concerned has gone bad since I bought it. Because obviously like the meat I put in the freezer, tofu is tofu. Maybe the cabbage, I'll have to make sure the cabbage is probably fine. But, yeah. Yeah, bean sprouts are the cheapest thing imaginable. They're also extremely easy to grow. Yeah, well, it's not like bean sprouts. You have to be careful, though, because, like, aren't bean sprouts, like, super prone to causing food poisoning? I remember reading that somewhere, that actually, like, a lot of, like, a weirdly high amount of food poisoning cases are caused by bean sprouts. Or some sprout-affiliated things. I don't know if that's just, like, people not washing them, though. Yeah, bok choy and cabbage should be okay. Yeah, because, like, I mean, they seem pretty fresh when I got them. The cabbage was actually, like, fully plastic wrapped, so it actually might be fine. I don't think any air has gone in there. Yeah, usually bean sprouts poisoning comes from not washing or cooking them properly. Yeah, I just thought it was, I heard it was because, like, I guess bean sprouts are kind of, like, because of the way they're grown, because alfalfa is apparently like this too. Because they're like kind of grown just by putting them in water, apparently that makes them like really prone to like bad stuff that grows in water. But I guess because they don't look dirty, people don't wash them. I don't know, my dad used to grow a lot of alfalfa when I was a kid. Oh, are you kidding me? Ooh. People prefer raw bean sprouts to dip into their broth instead of getting them cooked, for example. Well, I guess you don't want them too overcooked because then they're just like gloppy and soft, right? Yeah, maybe I should, I don't know. Alfalfa is tasty. It's been a while since I've had alfalfa sprouts. I had them all the time as a kid. My dad would like, he would grow them and then we would have alfalfa in our sandwich. I thought that was just like a normal everyday thing that everybody had. Until I grew up and then I was like, oh, it turns out most people do not eat alfalfa sprouts on a regular basis. But yeah, I don't know how to actually grow them though, because I'm sure there's more to it than just like take sprout, take seed, put in water. I'm sure there's probably more to it. There's probably certain ways you have to store it, or like a certain temperature it needs to be. I never hear people talk about eating fiddleheads except in farming games. Well, don't those have to be like... I feel like I've seen fiddleheads before at like Costco or something, but they're like in jars. They're like canned. Like I think it's like one of those things where it's a bit like artichokes, in the sense that like usually it's easier to find them preserved than to find them fresh. I remember there was like one vegetable that I had once when I was visiting my parents, and it was really tasty, but I don't actually know what it's called because my parents said it was a radicchio. But then when I look up pictures of a radicchio later, it doesn't look anything like what I had. Like what I had, it was like, I could only describe it as the most vegetable tasting vegetable. It was the most vegetable tasting vegetable I ever had. It was like, imagine like a radish. No, not a radish. No, a radish. Imagine like a white radish, but like milder. Like it's not like punching you in the face with the flavor. It was like that. It was like the most vegetable. It was just straight up vegetal. I don't know if it was a... Like, I don't know what kind of vegetable it was, because I don't think it's a radicchio. I still don't know what it's called. I just know my parents bought it, and they're like, oh yeah, this is really good. We had this once a while back. And then I tried it, I'm like, this is very good. Thank you. But... Parsnips, maybe? No, they weren't parsnips. I know it has to be... Because it was a vegetable I didn't recognize, right? And parsnips are recognizable. It was round. I don't know if that helps. It was round, and it was green on the outside, mostly. And the inside was white. And it was... Again, it tastes like a... kind of like a radish, but very mild. And it was eaten raw. That was the other thing. It was eaten raw. I don't know if that's like enough clues. Okay, what the heck are fiddleheads? I think it's a kind of fern, right? I don't think I've ever actually tasted one, though. I don't think I've tasted a fiddlehead. Ooh, woo, thank you for your wiki. Yeah. A fiddlehead. Are you intimidated? Kohlrabi? That might have been it. That might have been it. Are you intimidated by my very intimidating hand? Are you intimidated? You should be intimidated. I'm jonging it. Hello, Roberta Hellhound. Welcome to Zhong. Look at my powerful hand. Ugh. Yeah, I think it was like a young daikon. Yeah, that was the thing though. It was green. Like it didn't. It tasted like a very, very mild daikon, but it didn't look like one, if that makes sense. Post a kohlrabi pic in Discord if you want to confirm. Let me take a look. Yeah, it looked more like that. Although, I think when we bought them, they had the leaves all cut off. But yeah, it did look more like that. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was that. I don't know why they would have called them radicchios, though. Or why my parents would have thought they were called that. Maybe it was a radicchio. Like, maybe it was like maybe there's different varieties of radicchio. Mm. Blech. Mm. Yeah, radicchio seems like something like a red cabbage. Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Because when I looked up radicchio later, like what it gave me did not look anything like what I ate. You know? But yeah, it was tasty vegetal. Tasty vegetal. Yummy vegetal. Oh! Guys! We're so close to persimmon season. I don't think it's quite persimmon season yet, but in like a week or two, it's gonna be persimmon season. I'm looking forward to persimmon season. That's something to look forward to. Maybe I should check the grocery store today. Maybe they're already here. Oh, actually, I should. No! Okay. Yeah, persimmon season is coming. No! Okay, well, that doesn't... I'm still so far ahead. I'm still so far ahead, that doesn't affect me. I'm still in first. But yeah, no, persimmon season is usually like late fall, early winter, I found, right? We're getting persimmons! I'm getting persimmons! I'm getting persimmons! Persimmons, just a week away. I'm so excited about this information. I remember when I was in Japan, I think persimmon season is actually a little earlier in Japan. But I remember I would buy so many persimmons. Like, I swear half of my grocery store purchases throughout the months of like October, November were just like persimmons. I ate so many persimmons. Because they were cheaper there. They were cheaper there, I think. They're kind of expensive here. But after a while, I was like, why do the persimmons suck now? And then I remembered that like seasons are a thing. I was like, why did the persimmons suck? And I'm like, oh, right, because it's not persimmon season anymore. Yeah, I guess it is fall winter. I think it was summer because of anime. Yeah, it might be a little earlier in Japan. Like, I know, like here, I always associated strawberries with the summer because usually when they start growing here, it's usually like late June, even early July in some places. But in Japan, the first crops of strawberries can be as early as like late February. So yeah, basically I remember like around February being like, why is everything suddenly strawberries all the time? Why is every store like, every restaurant's like, come try our strawberry desserts, and every convenience store is like, we have a whole line of strawberry flavored snacks, and I'm like, why is everyone strawberries all of a sudden? It's because I guess that's when the first strawberries start growing there. But yeah, I guess persimmons are kind of weird in that regard, because they do seem like they should be a summer fruit. Maybe it's just because they're orange, but they're not. Because like, what is a fall fruit? I guess apples. Pumpkins. I guess corn, that's not really a fruit. Yeah, my grandmother used to grow strawberries in our backyard. Yeah, every year, when I was a kid, our yearly end of school year tradition was on the first day after school ended, my mom would take me and my sister strawberry picking, and we'd pick strawberries. And then after that, we would go to the grocery store and we'd buy like the other stuff needed to make strawberry shortcake, and then we would make strawberry shortcake. Like we'd have something fun for dinner because it's like the first day of summer. And then we would have strawberry shortcake for dessert. That was our like yearly tradition when I was a kid. Fall gourd maxing. The gourd. The gourd. I guess you also have like all the squash and stuff, right? got your pumpkins, got your squash. Yippee! But yeah, I know, and like, I'm trying to think, because I know blueberries here are usually later in the summer, like usually July, August. Same with raspberries, I think, too. But honestly, I'm not 100% sure if Japan grows raspberries. I don't know. Because I know Japan does import fruit in some capacity, because everyone had bananas, so I'm assuming they're not growing those in Japan. But yippee! 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 What blueberries do stores usually sell in Canada? The big cultivar or the small ones? What do you mean? It depends on where they're importing it from. Because so in the summer, we have like domestic blueberries that have been grown in Canada, but in the winter, usually it's stuff that's imported either from the US or from Mexico. Yes, GG everybody. I am the winner. Eggy win, eggy win, eggy win, eggy win, eggy win, eggy win. Alright. It might be the time for everyone's favorite part of the stream where I get up and leave. It is time for washroom. Here we go. Everyone's favorite part of the stream, the part where I'm not there. So, I will be back momentarily. Let me pause my music. Let me start up this music. The Eggy is gone music. And I will be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. Let's see how much longer I can go before I get completely attacked by the phlegm. Phlegm again. I heard Eggy got lost at the idol meeting. No, I said in chat, I'm back. I needed to eat a cough drop, and I did. But it took a little longer than I thought it would. Alright. Bring back the music. May you bring back the music, please? Do you care to bring back the music? There we go. There we go. So you're saying you couldn't get in? Strange and bizarre. I don't know. Again, like I said, the friendly rooms have been doing like weird things lately. The curse of plague limiter. Plague limiter? The cough drop? Yeah, we'll see how long I'll go. Like I said, today's probably not going to be a very long stream. Due to obvious reasons. We'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. I have a suggestion for BGM if you want to be mean and evil. What are you suggesting here? Should I be afraid? No, I'm not doing Yu-Gi-Oh music. Also, this is a 10-minute loop. Do you know how insane I'm going to go? Long, it's already 2 of the regular 3 hours. No, I'll probably just do 1 or 2 more games. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more games. Now the question, do I need to make another room? Try kicking me out. I left the room when the last one ended. Okay. I'll kick you out. It's not letting me do that. Do I need to make another room? Are you kidding me? Hold on. Let me first try rejoining the previous room. 69233. Okay. Do I need to make another room? Are you kidding me? Okay, room number 3. Let's hear it for room number 3. 9, 3, 2, 3, 9, 3, 2, 3, 6. Okay. This from Mean and Evil. Any Halloween plans? Sorry. I was complaining earlier about how I don't have anything planned for Halloween, for stream or outside of stream, because like I'm like, I have so much to think about. There's simply too much to think about. We don't really get any trick-or-treaters, or at least we didn't last year. I don't know if things will be different this year. Spooky Nintendo music. How is job prep? It hasn't started yet. I do have black pants. I do have pants, so at least I got that taken care of. I got that taken care of. But, yeah, Halloween, I'm just like, I don't know. What should I do for Halloween for stream? I should probably do something for stream, but I'm just like, I don't know. Sing spooky songs? Play spooky game? Stand there and go, ooh. I haven't planned anything out because I haven't even had the time to think about it. What do you usually do for Halloween? Go out with friends? I don't know. I didn't really get to do anything last year because it was... What did I do the year before? Because, like, okay, last year I was busy with work on that day. I guess I had a little bit of candy at work. That was about it. The year before I was in Japan. And also I was exhausted that day, so I just didn't end up going out. 2022... Did I do anything for Halloween in 2022? Sorry, in 2021? No, what did I do in 2023? I think I just like put on my Gudetama Kigurumi and handed out candy. I think that was 2023. 2022 I was in Japan. 2021... I'm totally blanking. Did I do anything in 2021 for Halloween? Again, I probably just handed out candy. Was I working that day? 2020, obviously nothing happened. 2019, I think the last time I actually dressed up on purpose was 2019. But even then, I was I wore my costume to go to school, and I was the only one dressed up. It was very depressing. I don't know, it was weird, because so when I was in spa school, the spa school I was at, it was part of a bigger college, right? And this college had, you know, a variety of programs, and Halloween there, everybody was dressed up. It was just very common to dress up. Then I went to university, and nobody would dress up. It was depressing. It was sad. I don't know why at the college everyone was dressing up. Maybe it's because the college had more programs that would be you know, would attract the kind of people who like putting effort into their Halloween costumes. They had a lot of programs on design and animation, and as well as I guess even stuff like carpentry or trades stuff. And I guess it was the hairstyling program, and there was us. So I guess there was a lot of people who were, you know, in things that were Halloween adjacent. But nobody at my school, nobody at my university dressed up. I was the only one. I would walk around campus and I was the only one dressed up. And I'm like, really, guys? Yeah, some people in my neighborhood would dress up to give out candy, as they should. As they should. You were alive that day, Shirley. I definitely was. But what was I doing? The washroom message is still up. Oh, okay. You know what? Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, let me see. What did I do for Halloween in 2021? I'm just gonna actually see. I'm gonna look through my photos archive in 2021 to try to remember if I did anything on that day. Because surely if I dressed up, I probably took a picture of it. October 2021. This is September, that's August. October. What's in October? I have some pictures of me in clothes. This is when I went on it. What is this? Okay. I'm looking at the pictures I took on October 31st, 2021, and I cannot figure out what this is. I think I was trying to take a picture of someone's lawn decorations. Oh, okay, no, I know what this is now. It must have been when maybe I was working and I was at school or something, and I was coming back and I saw a house with a lot of decorations. I was trying to take a picture of it because I have a bunch of very, very blurry pictures of a bunch of lights. And one of them is shaped like a minion. So I think I was probably trying to take a picture of someone's lawn decorations. What was the most dramatic way for a final battle between two mortal rivals? Depends what their rival's about. It's all contextual. Ugh. But yeah, the lesson here is everybody at my university was boring. They think they're too good to dress up on Halloween. Is it good if one of them goes, only one of us will see the morning? I don't know, it depends on the context. You can't just drop things out of context. I don't know about YouTube, I've seen lawn decorations slowly go from scary wolfman to suspiciously designed wolfman, or to, I think a furry made this. Okay, what if the actual, lawn decoration itself hasn't changed. You're just slowly becoming a furry. The lawn decoration itself is exactly the same. It's you that has changed. I don't know, I feel like the lawn decorations for Halloween are about the same as they were when I was younger. You know, you got your giant skeletons, you got your... I mean, I guess there's more minions now. I don't know, last year for Christmas, I saw a house that had like... It had the lights up, and then it had like what I can only describe as like AI generated Santa like poster hung up on the garage door, and I was like, ugh. Don't AI generate your Christmas decorations, please. Checked Halloween this year. The treat is it's on Friday and an extra hour of sleep on Sunday. Yeah! It's like the ideal year for it, and I'm too busy. Ugh. I've begrudgingly accepted that Minions are just here to stay. Yeah, I mean, I guess Minions, I'm like... I imagine they're gonna become a nostalgic thing for people who are like 5 to 6 years younger than me. Cause like... I feel like people will come around on the Minions. Because like... I feel like when Despicable Me came out, children liked the Minions, right? And adults found them kind of annoying. And then eventually adults came to like them, because you got like the Facebook Minion Mom memes. And I think the kids started to just think they're cringe, right? And I think eventually things will turn around for them. I think there's gonna be some kind of like nostalgic reimagining of Minions, and people will look back on them with much more fondness. We're just gotta wait for the like ironic stage to hit. Or maybe we just need to wait for the children who grew up with Despicable Me to get, like, just slightly older. Now kids just like 6, 7. I saw a tweet that was just like, I can't even get mad at kids for being into 6, 7 as if we weren't just like memeing the letter E back in like 2017. Maybe that was 2018. Like, we came up with starting every word with the letter B. I can't claim that, like, the children are coming up with worse brain rot than we did, you know? I don't know, I'm just like... I guess I imagine, like, every generation feels this, to some extent. But sometimes I think about, like, okay... The things that you're nostalgic about as a kid in terms of like TV shows and movies and stuff. I feel like every generation looks on like the generation younger than them and be like, wow, I pity them. I had all the good stuff and they're just getting, their stuff sucks. Like, you know, we had The Little Mermaid and what did the kids get? Frozen. Terrible for them. And then I feel like, but now I'm like, what are the children getting? What are the children gonna look back and be nostalgic about? I'm really nervous. Yeah, boneless. Yeah, it'd be like that. Yeah. Welcome Tectonic Drip. Boneless. Boneless pizza. Yeah, like, I can't exactly say that we had less brain rot. Or worse brain rot than what's... Or even better brain rot than what's happening right now, right? 40-year rule is big nostalgia. Isn't it 30 years? Like, I don't know. I'm just like a little nervous about like what are the children gonna be nostalgic for? What exists right now that children can like look back fondly on later and be like, yeah, those were the days. Like, because what is there? I mean, aside from like garbage TikTok, like, are children gonna be nostalgic for Mr. Beast? Are children gonna be nostalgic for Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not like there isn't, like, children's TV and movies still happening, right? The children will be nostalgic for Bluey and whatnot. But I'm just like... FNAF Minecraft? You say that as if the current generation doesn't already have nostalgia for FNAF and Minecraft. I think that's just like an ongoing thing. K-pop Demon Hunters and Labubus. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That I can get behind. That I can get behind, actually. Maybe not Labubus, but like K-pop Demon Hunters, I can get behind the children becoming nostalgic for that. Yeah, the oldest of Gen Z is 28. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, there's a big enough separation between like the first half and the second half of Gen Z, I feel. Already nostalgic for something? I don't know. I feel like I'm already nostalgic for like old big budget 2D animation. And not in like the anime way, but like Disney movies. Like I remember the other day I was watching like a video essay and they put in a clip of like something from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I know that that one's not considered like, it's not even considered to be one of the like better Disney movies, but I remember looking at the animation in there and like in the clip, and it was like this animation of like smoke kind of like wafting around, and it was so pretty, and I'm like, they don't make them like that anymore. Do we even know how to do this? Do animators even know how to make smoke move like this anymore? They don't make them like this anymore. But like, I don't know, what are the kids gonna be saying in like 30 years? About, like, they don't make them like this anymore. Like, how are they making them now? In 2060, VTuber nostalgia will peak. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, parents are more likely to share Ghibli movies with their kids these days, at least. That's true, that's true. I imagine probably this current look of anime. I mean, okay, to be fair, maybe anime is one of those things where it's like, the best era of anime is whichever one happened when you were 18 years old. Like... like, if you ask someone, it's like, when was the best time to be into anime? Like, they'll be like... Or maybe it's like one of those things where it's perpetually, like, roughly 10 to 11 years ago. Because, like, nowadays I'm like... I feel like I pine for, like, 2018 anime... But then now I'm like looking back, I remember people in 2018 being like, man, there was no year for anime quite like 2011. So like, I think it's maybe the recent past is always like the best time for anime. That's a rule for Pokemon. The best generation was when you were in junior high. I had this conversation recently with somebody where I was like, the conclusion we came to was like the best Sonic game is the one that came out when you were 8 years old. The best Persona game is the one that came out when you're 16 years old. That's the rule. The best era of anime was actually when I started watching anime. Yeah, it's the same thing for K-pop, I think. I remember once, because when I listened to K-pop, it was like 2012 to 2016, right? Or so. And I remember during that time, people would talk about the golden age, and they'd usually be referring to like 2007 to 2011. And then I remember telling, like, in 2019, I think, 2018 or 2019, I was working at a summer camp, and there was one kid who listened to BTS, and I remember we were talking about K-pop. I was like, oh yeah, I don't listen to it as much anymore, but I listened to it around like these years. And then she was like, oh, you were there during the golden age. I'm like, wait, was that the golden age? I thought the golden age was before that. So I think the golden age of K-pop is perpetually like about 5 to 7 years ago. But yeah. Devilman Crybaby and Bunny Girls Senpai were pretty good, but 2018 also gave us Darling in the Franxx. No, I'm trying to think. I mean, for me, it's like also 2016 to 2018 was like the first few years that I got really into anime. But like, I guess the second half of the 2010s is like, for me, I'm like, yeah, there was all sorts of good stuff coming out then. Maybe K-pop is a 5-year cycle. Well, yeah, because like the average K-pop group at like, it's pretty unusual for K-pop groups to make it past the 7-year mark. Like, I remember people would talk about like the 7-year curse. I think it had something to do with the way the contracts with the labels worked. But a lot of groups would either disband in their 7th year or would at the very least like lose a solid chunk of their members. So yeah, I think that's... I guess maybe that's why it seems like a 5-year cycle, because like if your groups only lasts for 7 years, then by the time 5 years later, they're kind of like on their way out for most groups. Hi, Eggy. Hi, Shirley. Hello. Lucky Star was the peak of anime. My hot take is Lucky Star only works in the context in which it was released. Like, I feel like Lucky Star was one of those shows where you had to be there, and I wasn't there. I was only there 10 years later and had to like piece together what was going on by Googling other things. Yeah, Nintendo's on a 2-generation cycle of loving and then hating. True, right, because everybody liked the Wii. The Wii sold super well, and then the Wii U kind of sucked, and everyone was like, well, I mean, the Wii U, I don't know if the Wii U actually sucked, I didn't have one, but like, it didn't sell very well. And people were like, oh no, is this the end for Nintendo? And then Switch came out, and everyone's like, I love Nintendo! And then Switch 2 came out, and everyone's like, bleh, I hate Nintendo. You're so right. Yeah. Are you a little bit under the weather? Yes. I am less under the weather than I was several days ago, so we're good. I'm like 80% healed. I'm just like getting rid of the last little bit of phlegm. Flip phones and anime. Oh yeah, it's kind of funny, right? I remember, actually there was one manga I was reading, and I think it started serialization in like the early 2010s, and then I think it ran from like 2011 to 2015 or something like that. And I remember there was like a mangaka note that I remember seeing that like the mangaka was like, yeah, so at the beginning of the series, because like in 2011 it wasn't that uncommon for somebody to have a flip phone, right? But by 2015 it was pretty much like unseen, right? Especially for like a teenager. So the mangaka, I think originally, when she started making the manga, she had one character with like a smartphone and one character with a flip phone, and later she just like justified it to herself and the world. She's like, you know, I'll just say that this girl has like really strict parents who won't get her a smartphone. It's fine. It's fine. So I don't know, I remember too, a while back, oh, I need to get back to it sometime. I remember I was reading, I was playing Chaos Head. And Chaos Head was released in what, like 2000... When did Chaos Head come out? Like 2006 or something? Possibly earlier than that. But the thing is with Chaos Head is I remember like the main character of Chaos Head is like this like super neat, like shut-in not hikikomori, because he technically goes to school, but he like calculates the exact amount of school he has to attend to be able to graduate. But yeah, he's like this like shut-in guy, and I remember there's like this whole plot point about his sister wants to get him a cell phone because his family is like, we want to be able to reach you. And he's like, no, I don't want that. Leave me alone. And I remember being like confused for a second, because like in my mind, like no shut-in nowadays would refuse a cell phone, right? That's like, if anything, having a cell phone is like more common for somebody who's a shut-in than even having a computer, possibly, right? Like, it's just considered like a necessary device for somebody who wants to like sit and play video games and be on the internet all day. But like, I guess back then, like having a cell phone was like a normie thing. Like a cell phone is for people who have like friends that they need to call and text, you know? Like, I had to like reorient my perspective of like, yeah, I guess it was at the time. Like that wasn't like a neat thing. That was like a sociable person thing. And then he ended up having like 2 contacts and never using it. Spoilers, I didn't get that far. Actually, I stopped reading Chaos Head. I put it on hold because Hundi Line came out, so I now went from like one story about a guy named Takumi who's like suffering from all sorts of issues, and then now I'm like playing a different game about a guy named Takumi who's suffering from all sorts of issues. Mobile gacha games weren't as good back then? I guess. Well, they didn't exist. What am I talking about? I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, because like, when I was a kid, I guess people were still telling teenagers to get off their phones. But I feel like that had like a different meaning to it, right? Because it's different when you're using it to like text your friends versus when you're using it to like scroll social media. Yeah, very realistically written character. I just hated him. I also hate him. It's fine. It's actually correct. It's morally correct to dislike Takumi Chaos Head. I have not read any of the other science adventure VNs, though. Read? Played? What do you guys usually say for visual novels? I've watched the Steins Gate anime, but that kind of puts the Steins Gate visual novel lower on my list because I already, like, sort of know the story. I know that there's other routes, but... just not a high priority right now. I say read? Because, like, I don't know. I say played. Okay, so we're you know what? We're gonna make a poll. We're gonna make a poll. Okay. What do you do with a visual novel? Read it, play it. I'm not gonna add another option because I know someone's gonna get too silly with it. So yeah, do you read a visual novel or play? Experienced. Sorry, I'm experiencing a visual novel right now. Imagine you message someone, you're like, how you doing? You're like, pretty good, I'm experiencing Umineko. And you have like, oh yeah, I guess that's true. You have those like weird games that are like 90% VN but have some amount of gameplay. Yeah, well I mean that's technically Hundi Line. It's like 90% visual novel with occasional strategy battles. I lived many visual novels. I am immersing myself. Yeah. Both is fine, but playing works slightly more. So what do we got? Okay, it looks like reading is winning so far. Because, I don't know, I say I've played 100 Line, but I guess 100 Line does have more gameplay than, like, Chaos Head, right? Does Ace Attorney count as a visual novel? Technically, so I think the definition of visual novel in English and in Japanese is different. Because I think the thing is that in Japanese, a visual novel is something like... Well, I mean, you can also distinguish between visual and kinetic novels, but that's another beast. So, like, let's say, for instance, something like Higurashi. That's pretty explicitly, everybody would agree that's a visual novel. Or something like any of the Key games, or Muv-Luv, or, like, something like... Usually it's something with words. It's like all words. Whereas stuff like Ace Attorney, usually they will call it like an adventure game. Like, even like Zero Escape kind of falls into that too. Okay, it looks like you play a visual novel. That seems to be that's the Play It has pulled ahead. Interesting. Yeah, point and click story. Yeah, but like in English, I feel like how they do it is that like anything that has too many words in it, we consider a visual novel. Like if you've ever looked in like the visual novel tag on Steam, you will see some things that are visual novels, and you'll see some things that are not really visual novels. They just have a lot of words in them. Like doesn't like Persona 5 have like the visual novel tag, despite the fact that like it's pretty clearly a JRPG? Like, I guess it has visual novel elements, but like it's... If you say my favorite visual novel is Persona 5, I would be very confused. I mean, it's a fair tag. I mean, it's fair, but it's not accurate to me. It's fair in the sense that, like, most people who play visual novels, like, most people who play visual novels will probably like Persona 5. But I wouldn't say Persona 5 is a visual novel, you know? Remember the VNDB controversy over whether 13 Sentinels is a VN? Yeah, well that's exactly why it's like, I guess in English we got a different definition. But I guess it's also just, there's a lot of games where it's like, if you like visual novels, you'll probably like this. And if you like this, there's probably a lot of, like, you know, more universally agreed upon visual novels that you'll like. Okay, enough actually-ing about it. What's 13 Sentinels? Summary? 13 Sentinels, it is a vanillaware game, and it has kind of two sides to it. So there's this, like, real-time strategy part to it, where you're fighting in mechs and stuff. And then there's also this, like, other story happening kind of parallel to that. So basically it's one of those things where you go back and forth between this like kind of like visual novel adventure story and strategy battles. So basically it's like, you know, you play one character's story, it unlocks another character. You play that character's story a little more, it unlocks a third character. You can use these characters in battle. So basically it's kind of going back and forth. Similar to 100 Line? Not quite like 100 Line. I'm sure somebody who's played 13 Sentinels can probably explain it better than I did. I mean, I have played it, but like, somebody else can probably explain it better. Digimon Survive is like that too, and people are disappointed that it was mostly VN. Wasn't that like marketed that way? Like that was everything everyone was telling me. They're like, this is Digimon Survive, it's a VN about Digimon. Wasn't that like the whole point to it? Also, hello Monica Ray, thank you for joining. We need one more person. But yeah, I think it's just that we're working with like a slightly different definition. Like, I don't know, is Ace Attorney a visual novel? Is Persona 5 a visual novel? Is, what's another game with a lot of words in it? Sorry. Is Baldur's Gate 3 a visual novel? Exactly. Mahjong can be a VN. Is Mahjong Soul a visual novel? Is Deltarune a visual novel? Is this book with pictures a visual novel? I mean, somebody's probably published a visual novel in book form, right? That's gotta have happened at some point, right? Especially for ones that are like linear and don't have like a lot of branching choices. That's gotta exist, right? When Mahjong Soul has events, it's a visual novel. Heads Up 7-Up, is that a visual novel? Is Super Mario a visual novel? Is, is 100 Classic Books on the Nintendo DS a visual novel? Is the Bible a visual novel? Is NiceEggy stream a visual novel? I don't know. If a streamer uses one of those like speech to text, like the like auto subtitles, is that a visual novel? Is your Oshi a visual novel? Football! Is football a visual novel? Is chess a visual novel? Some people consider Disco Elysium a visual novel. That's actually fair. That's actually fair. I think that's like a fair assessment. Captain Shrooms are a visual novel because you can affect the story. True, true. Visual novel with voice acting. I'll now alter the story today by talking about rice bowls. Rice. It's like... I think karaoke streams are rhythm games. Anything music is a rhythm game. Even dancing, that's a rhythm game. Is Donbori a visual novel? You know, okay, the first time, okay, you know the word oshikatsu? Like, you know, when people do things like, you know, fan activities, like, you know, like putting together an eat-a-bag or like stuff like that, right? So the first time I saw the word oshikatsu, I saw it written in Romaji, like it wasn't written in Japanese. Because if it was written in Japanese, I would have gotten the point a lot more easily. But I saw it written in English. And every time I would see this word being used, like oshikatsu, it was when people, it was for people who were like, oh, doing like oshikatsu, and they would post a picture of themselves, or not themselves, of like, you know, merch of their oshi with their lunch. So in my mind I was like, oh, oshikatsu, like katsu, like like the food, katsu, like you have your oshi and then there's your katsu. Yeah, you're eating your oshi. Well, that's what I thought, because I thought oshikatsu, the only time I'd ever see it used was when people were posting pictures of like, you know, here's my little plushie or my acrylic standee next to my tasty meal, right? That's why I thought it was like oshikatsu. Katsu actually is just any cutlet, Robert. You can have chicken katsu, pork katsu. I think you have beef katsu. Katsu is actually just like a Japanese way of saying cuts. That's where it comes from. Katsu. But yeah, that's why I was like, you're eating your oshi? And then eventually I realized it was katsu as in like katsudo. Like as in activities. I'm like, oh, okay. Oshikatsu. She's our oshi, she'll be deep fried like those terrible deep fried meme images. No! Do not eat your oshi. I think the other funny thing too is, so in Japan, in Japanese, like sugar daddying, like I guess like, well, I guess like, yeah, that's called papakatsu. Like I guess like papa activities. So I'm just like, that one seems even more scary if I didn't realize that it was katsudo. Do not eat your father. Rest in peace, Pembu. Internet got deleted. Yeah, I accidentally dragged an image into my browser window. No! Human error! Okay, we're back. Why is it called oyakudon and not oyakukatsu? So, so don is for bowls. So that's why you got like gyudon. Don kind of is just like bowl, as in, not as in like the dish, like it's bowl as in the dish, but dish as in like the meal. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, don is not the bowl itself, but it's like bowl as like beef bowl or like cutlet bowl or something like that, you know? So it's oyakodon because it's in a bowl. It's a thing, it's like the thing is on rice and it's in a bowl. That's why you also get gyudon, that's like beef bowl, or butadon, that's like pork bowl. That's what the don is for. Yeah, don is something over rice, that's true. I guess it doesn't have to be in a bowl. It's usually in a bowl. Usually served in a bowl. But yeah, I guess you could have like unagi don. Like, you can have any number of dons. It's not oyaku katsu because, so chicken katsu refers to the, like for instance, chicken katsu, I'm just using that as an example, but that refers to the meat itself. So like, just, if you order a chicken katsu and with rice, right? That's gonna be 2 of those, right? Chicken katsu doesn't refer to the whole meal, it just refers to like the piece of breaded and fried chicken itself. That's chicken katsu. Mahjong Soul. Hello, Zully. Is there a shrimp bowl? Probably. You can put anything in a don. A don can be anything you want as long as it's in a, I guess, in a bowl over rice. You can probably have ebi don. It's not very common, but you could have it. But it would be oyaku katsu don because oyako, you're probably familiar with this, but like oyako means parent-child. That's why, because it's like egg and chicken, right? So to say like oyako katsu would be like both confusing because it's like how do you get cuts of an egg? But also redundant because we already know that the chicken is there. Oshidon, no! I already said, we're not eating our oshis. I've learned from my mistakes. Oshi in a bowl. I mean, I don't know, maybe if you go to like maybe if your oshi has like one of those like themed cafes that have like themed meals. And maybe if their themed meal is like some kind of like katsu combo and you order that, I guess that would be oshikatsu, right? That'd be oshikatsu. Oshi in a safety bubble has bowl design. Oshidon? No, we're not having Oshidon. We're not having Oshikatsu. We're not having, Oshi fry. We're not having... Toripuru Oshi guriru. Sure, why not? It's like, I don't know. If there was ever an EGGY cafe, what do you think? What do you think the themed EGGY food and beverage would be? Because, like, I don't know. I think my drink would probably be some kind of floral tea. Like, I guess it depends if you're going after the, like, the egg part or the everything else about me part. Alright, congratulations to Newfie. GG to everybody else. Thank you for playing. I think I'll do exactly one more, because I think my voice will, like, die after that. Sippable mayo. No, I want people to actually buy the drink. Egg on stick. Omu rice. Omu rice would probably fit. Again, it depends if you're going from the egg angle or from the everything else angle, you know? Like, I think my sorry. I think my drink would probably be some kind of floral tea. Like, I guess it could be like egg coffee, but no, I think I would make it, because I don't really drink coffee. I think it would probably be some kind of floral tea. Oh, you could probably decorate it with like little chamomile flowers, since they look like eggplants. Poutine with scrambled egg. No! Ramen with egg. I don't know, maybe some kind of like fried egg breakfast set. As opposed to Japan, they hear they drink their ramen because noodle's so fine and Soka just goes down without chewing. I don't. Would you want to do that though? Hello, rainy disposition. Hello. But yeah, everyone feel free to join. This is the last one. This is the last one. Sweet milk-based drink that tastes like flan. Yeah, maybe it would be a dessert. Maybe I wouldn't have like a food. Maybe it would be like a dessert. Maybe. Sorry. I'm dying. Okay, hold on. Waiter. Maybe some kind of, yeah, souffle, or like the pudding, or meringue, something with meringue. I don't know, I guess a lemon meringue pie. That would, like, fit thematically. Maybe decorate it with a little flower on top. That'd be pretty eggy, I think. The eggy combo. Heart eggplant dish out of nowhere. A hearty eggplant dish. I mean, I guess if it was like an omu rice, I guess you could serve it with like some kind of like mixed vegetable salad, right? Gonna be the only person in this cafe, the only meal in this cafe that has vegetables. Usually, themed cafes don't tend to have a lot of those. I will make you eat your vegetables. Egg sandwich? Yeah, that seems so normal enough. Egg sandwich, yeah. A huge potato? No! We're doing a green salad here. Plague eggy. No, I'm sorry. I promise I'm better than I sound. Is it okay for anyone to join? Yes, please join. We need people. We need people. I recently learned just how low-cal of a snack baby carrots are. Well, that's like most vegetables are pretty low-cal. Like, aside from like starchy vegetables, I can't really think of like a calorie-dense vegetable, you know? Yeah, even potatoes aren't very calorie dense. That's true. I guess it just depends how they're prepared. Because I feel like potatoes on their own aren't very calorie dense. It's just that like when you prepare them, you're either like adding a ton of oil or adding a ton of like milk and butter. It's one or the other. Yellow curry with non-petals around it like the eggplant. Or maybe it's like one of those like ones where you're supposed to dip in the naan and like it has the little design and it's like looks like a flower. Mm. Yellow curry with none petals. Yellow curry with left naan. The secret menu has peanut butter noodles. Secret menu. What else do I like to make? Well, Well, now I've just become grocery streamer again. You guys have turned me into grocery streamer. I don't go into the grocery store for a whole week, and I'm somehow still managing to be grocery streamer. Would you rather have yellow curry, but no naan, or naan, unlimited naan, but no naan? Aren't you the is it okay to eat streamer? That's true. I am... No, I'm grocery streamer, because I'm always talking about, like, I'm out of these foods. Because I'm always like, is it okay to eat? And then I realize no, and then I throw it out. That's why I'm grocery streamer, because I have to keep going back and buying more. EGGY r/ is this safe to eat? Honestly, yeah. I feel like half the time when I Google stuff, I end up at that subreddit anyway. Sorry, I'm going to put through in between my keyboard keys. I need to like clean out my keyboard at some point. I'm worried. Okay, I remember many years ago when I worked a retail job, I once I had to get something out from in between the keys, so I did the thing where you like undo, like, you know, you like straighten out like a paper clip and you like pass it between the keys, and I pulled out like an entire dust bunny, and since then I'm like scared that that's gonna happen to my keyboard. Like I'm gonna pass something through and it's just gonna like have an entire dust bunny, and I'm like, I need to clean it before that happens. But I feel like if I wanted to like really get a good cleaning, I would need to take out all the keys, and I'm worried I'm gonna like not be able to put them back properly. The keycaps are removable, so it's not like I'm gonna be like damaging the keyboard or anything, but it's like... Because I know you can just give it like a good spray with some canned air, but... There's just like 4 cans of organic beans for 80 € per 100 grams, which is cheaper than the non-organic stuff. Huh. I haven't bought canned beans. Most of the beans I buy are edamame. I always snap a pic before removing my keycaps. I mean, I know you can just look that up, of just like, what does a, like, keyboard layout look like? Like, you can pull that image up before you start, but... I don't know, for me what keeps getting me, because I feel like with the keys, like the actual layout of the keys, I feel like I know it well enough. But if it comes to, stuff like where does the Alt key go? Where does the like, delete key go, you know? That's where I get thrown off, you know? Like, the keys that I don't use as often as the letter keys. That's the real challenge. Eggy, if you open a cafe, get mahjong tile-shaped molds. Oh, I gotta get in the business of, making those, like, chocolate mahjong tiles. Press any key. Where's the any key? Where's the any button? Ugh. Eggy survival. Oh goodness. Why are the frames dropping? Why are the frames dropping? The frames are dropping. Why are the okay, we're back. Somewhat. That was weird. Alright, get in here before the game disconnects again. I'm pressing my car key, but nothing's happening. I'm pressing my piano keys, but the program's not working. Yeah, chocolate Mahjong tiles are pretty cool. I've also had jelly Mahjong tiles. Those are fun too. They feel less like real Mahjong tiles though, is the only issue. Donkey Kong music? Yeah! This is just like a Nintendo compilation. But yeah. Mahjong. Mahjonging. Like gummy bear jelly? No, it was like the traditional Chinese jellies kind of thing. But they were shaped like Mahjong tiles. They actually gave them in a set as 13 orphans. Alright, we just need one more person. One more person. Before my brain and body melt. Actually, my brain's not melting that much. My voice is going, ugh. And the phlegm is like, we will destroy her. Is 13 Orphans a prequel to 13 Sentinels? No, because I think a lot of these characters in 13 Sentinels have parents. I mean, some of them are probably orphans. I don't remember. Some of them probably have parents, but they never mention them. Have you played 13 Sentinels? I did. I did. I don't remember how the ending affects it. For the sake of not spoiling things, yes. Characters are implied to have parents, sort of. To completion, yes. I did play the whole thing. Why are you trying to like catch me in a lie or something? Yes, I did play it until the end. Yeah. It was a few years ago, though. The ending makes it pretty clear whether there are 13 orphans. That's true. To be fair, it's also been, like... I played it in, like, 2021, so it's been, like, several years. Egg. Did you experience it? Well, the other thing, too, is I remember there being, like, more than 13 characters that were important as well. Because, like, if I remember correctly, the Sentinels refers to, not the characters, but it refers to, like, the mechs that the characters are piloting, right? So... I don't even know if there's... It's like, there could be more than 13 orphans, there could be less than 13 orphans, you know? 14 orphans? I don't remember, because, like, I'm trying to remember, like, which characters... Because there was definitely characters that were important, but were not, like, Sentinel pilots. Like they didn't have a mech of their own, or at least they were important in other ways, but like they were not playable, right? An unfeasible amount of orphans. An entire orphanage's worth. Alright, one more person. Or I'll just keep doing my little Eggy dance. Holding you hostage until you jong. I don't know, sometimes I think I'm like, I should get my rigging upgraded. But then I'm like, what exactly would I ask for? Because it's like, on one hand, it would be nice to have like a bigger range of emotions. But also I'm like, okay, like, do I need to become bouncier? What exactly would that entail? Do I have anything that can bounce? Like, I'm not exactly full of bounciness. Like, I guess my hair and hat could bounce? I don't know, I feel like a lot of like the rigging that could be done, I guess I would have to get an iPhone. I would have to get an iPhone for face tracking. Because I feel like a lot of the rigging that is done is usually done assuming that you're tracking with an iPhone. I don't know, I feel like Eggy with fancy rigging would look weird though, I think. I've seen VTubers with jiggle physics in their eyes. I think I actually kind of have that. Like, hold on, if I blink, I think I have that a little bit. Like, I think I turned it down. I turned it down a little bit because it does look a little too disruptive. But, yeah. Just notice your eyes are eggs. Yeah, they are. It's great. Yeah. All breasts bounce a little, though I guess it depends on the art. Are you seeing bounciness here? Where is the bounciness in the room with us right now? Like, I specifically asked to not have anything to bounce. I refuse to have anything to bounce here. But yeah, it's I mean, I guess my hair, the thing with my hair as well is that my hair moves a little less, I think, than the average VTubers, but I think it's also because of the way the model's made. Like, for me, I think it's like, my bangs are like 3 pieces, 3 or maybe 5 pieces, I think. And then the 2 side strands are each 1 piece. But the entire back of my hair is like 1 big piece. So that's just like the way they rig it because of the way it's drawn. But yeah. Do you take notes on how long a cough is ongoing? Robert, it's been like 3 days. Like, I had sinus congestion, and then that went away, so this is likely just like post-nasal drip. Like, usually? Not really. Because realistically speaking, unless it's like, you know, a second infection, then there's nothing you can really do about it, right? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe my face could use... Is it Monday already? It's actually Tuesday. When they get your nose and all you got left is the post-nasal drip. Well, again, it's more just like, this is phase 2. This is phase 2. Phase 1 was Oof, ouch, owie, my sinuses. Phase 2 is full of phlegm. It's phase 2. But I'm not congested anymore, which is why I know that it's going away. It's improving. Because, like, I remember I canceled Friday stream, and it was like, yeah, it was supposed to be karaoke, but I don't think you would have wanted to hear me sing. Like, Friday I was very yucky. Thursday, Friday, Saturday were, like, the yuckiest of days. Then Sunday I woke up and I was pretty yucky, but then by the end of Sunday I was, like, significantly less yucky. Like, this is still, like, the least yucky I've been since, like, last week. And soon, I think within a few days, I'll probably be completely unyucked. I just have to keep drinking water. Yeah. Oh, yippee! At a work meeting, you didn't sing Black Parade, did you? I didn't sing anything on Friday. I didn't sing anything today either. Probably won't be singing anything until, like, another week or so. I don't know. While I was sick, sometimes I would just, like, try humming some notes just to see if, like, the range was still there. And, like, my range is mostly coming back. Like, again, I'm still full of phlegm, but, like, my voice wasn't, like, giving out when I tried to hit a higher note, so that's good. Sing now to clear the sinuses. Well, okay, because, like, the issue I was running into before is that my voice would just, like, stop at certain notes. But now, like... Granted, I've been talking for, like, 3 hours now, so, like, I don't know how that will do, but, like... Like, it's not good, it's very weak and inconsistent, but I can hit it. Okay, I'm probably not gonna go much past there, because it's like, it's yucky. It's very yucky and phlegmy and inconsistent and shaky, but like, it's not, it's there. And that's what I was dealing with before. Like, last week, when I said my voice was getting tired, that's what I was talking about, is that like, I would sing a note and it just like wouldn't come. Like, my voice was just like, no, and it just would not go there. Which it's not doing anymore, so that's a good sign. Side note, can I have a minor crush out? Only if it's minor. I went to bed way too late last night and thought, okay, I can sleep in bed. Nope, maintenance bouncing on my door to move my car for construction. Then give me any heads up about someone parked half a mile from my house. It's early, it's cold. Now at 1 p.m. they begin work. And like, ooh. Understandable crash out. I don't know if you were here earlier when I was complaining, but I also did not sleep very well. I was hearing noises. Remember? Short stream, very durable egg. I mean, I guess it's comparatively short. It's like 3 hours instead of 4 hours. Ugh. You're doing great. You don't have to praise me for doing the bare minimum. See, I didn't even win that round. I truly said forgettable. If I'm gone for 30 minutes, I'm forgotten. He literally doesn't exist anymore. He just doesn't exist. No, I don't know. One of the things I've realized about myself recently is that, like, it's not like I don't like getting compliments. It's more just like, I appreciate when people can criticize me. It's one of the things I think I realized where I'm like, I feel like if someone can criticize what I'm doing, and, you know, if it's just, like, actual criticism and not just, like, being a hater, like, I feel like I appreciate that just as much as compliments. You want more feedback? Do you trust critique more? I guess, maybe. I mean, not all of it. Like, sometimes somebody might say something, and they'll be like, you should do this instead. And I'll be like, no, I don't think I will. But I guess it's more just like, I feel like if you only praise me and never criticize me, I feel like that's... It's like, do you really like me if you can't say a single bad thing about me? I feel like, I don't know. For me, it's more like, I feel like being criticized and praised in reasonable and roughly equal amounts makes me feel like I'm being treated like a full person. Whereas, like, if it's just all one or all the other, then it feels like it's like, because even praise all the time, you think would feel good, but it's like, you kind of just end up feeling like, okay, that you don't see me as a full person, got it. Survey always says nice and good, and you complain that we're sure we'll give feedback that's constructive. My feedback is I was forgotten and it hurt my feelings. Ah! What would you rather I do, though? Would you rather, like, I tell a story? I'm like, hey, remember when I said this? And it's, like, something that happened in the time that you were gone? And then you're like, no, Eggy, I don't remember that. What are you talking about? Eggy, you should listen to advice better. It is technically criticism. It is technically criticism. It is technically criticism. When have I ever been condescending outside of an obvious joke? Unbelievable. Fair to set up TTS properly. Fair. As well as other redeems. Fair. To be honest, I get kind of overwhelmed with redeems. Like, I like them. I like the interaction they provide. It's just that I feel like I wish there was, like, an easier way to, like, set them up or turn them off and turn them back on. I try to automize them. Keep telling you to set up Sammy. I mean, but the thing is, I only have, like, one redeem. I have the stream deck now, so I feel like when it comes to, like, outfit redeems, I prefer to actually do it manually with the outfit redeems. Because especially with the way that toggles work on my model, I think it actually works better if I do it manually. Because not all my toggles override other toggles, is the thing. So, like, for instance, if I'm in, like, pajamas, right? And somebody picks braids, or let's say somebody picks, like, hair up, right? Then this happens. So if, like, or let's say I was, like, hair up, but I was wearing, like, the default outfit, right? And somebody requests pajamas, then this happens, right? which to me is not ideal. So, I should put my hair back down. Yeah. But that's not on me, that's just like the way my rigger had set up. Like, that's just the way that it was set up, right? Be back, too much Canadian, be less Canadian. Okay. British Eggy. British Eggy. Not Canadian. Football. Bangers and mash. I'm trying to think of other British things that I know about. I am. I was gonna say I'm not playing well. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. I'm in third, and then it's like, nope, you're in fourth now. No. Overabundance of currency, but nothing to spend it on. Okay. In fairness, Maple's more Canadian, so it could be worse. Maple is like the most Canadian I think I've ever seen. It's Tuesday, innit? Pint of Guinness. Afternoon tea. £1 British. Tesco? Sainsbury's? Those are British things, right? Yeah, it also works with live 2D redeems. No, Faye, the problem with the live 2D redeems, it's not about automating them, it's that automating them, I feel, actually makes them work worse. That's what I was trying to explain. It doesn't matter if I automate them or do them, like, manually. I prefer to do them manually because it means I can, like, turn things on and off. When did I turn on the angry eyebrows? I didn't mean to do that. That's usually why I prefer to do them manually. Because they overlap in weird ways that I don't like. So, but that's just, I can't change the way that they work. Like, that's just how they were rigged. Wow, 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 wow. Eggy speaking British. Scran. Who's criticized me because she's saying angry eye? No, I don't think I turned. I think I probably turned on the angry eyebrows when I was like trying to put something else on earlier. I thought either when I was trying to do the example. Oh, you know what it was? I think it was when I was trying to put myself back in the default outfit after I had the pajamas on. That's when it happened. I was trying to think of when I would have picked that button. Nah. Yeah, in general I don't get feedback because most of the time other people don't like it. Well, it's more just like I'm confident enough in the things I know I can do well. But I feel like I want to know when I'm not doing something well so that like I guess it's also more about how you phrase it. Because again, for the people who are regulars here, like, if someone has feedback, then, like, if it's reasonable, you know, I will take it into account. But if it's somebody just marches in and they're like, I think you should do this, streamer. If I don't, it's like in that case, it's like, who are you? Who are you? But yeah, it depends how you give it. The other thing too, sometimes there's things I don't do, but there's a reason I don't do them. Like I said, like I stopped automating the model redeems. I had a good reason for doing it, you know? Yeah, the guy who came in and said 1 hour of advertising was too long. Yeah, the guy the other day is like, excuse me, streamer, you haven't started playing the game yet, streamer. You've been talking for 1 hour. You haven't. Where's the game, streamer? Yeah, that is criticism I will not take. You should be playing the flavor of the month game now. Streamer. Nobody plays Mahjong, streamer. You should play, I don't even know what's popular right now. Streamer, have you played? Streamer, do you play Genshin? Streamer? Yeah, I don't know if criticizing or soft reminder depending on how the chatter says it. Yeah, that too. I think there's also a difference between criticism and advice. Because, like, criticism is one thing. If you say, Eggy, you do this, and I think that is bad. Or, Eggy, you do this, but I don't think you're doing it in the best way. I feel like that's different than, like, Eggy, do this. Because some advice, sometimes I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I like criticism, but I'm not sure how I feel about, like, unsolicited advice. You know? Because, like, I don't know. I guess it also just depends how it's given. I feel like I do get a little, like, irrationally angry when... You know when you have a problem and you've tried several things to fix it, and then you ask somebody for advice, and the first piece of advice they give you is everything you've already tried? I don't know why, that makes me weirdly angry. It's like, I know that they're trying to help, but, like, if you've told them, like, I've tried everything, and they say, have you tried this? And you're like, what did I just say? I've seen a streamer that just Zatsu 3 full streams in a row and nearly a 4th one. All these were scheduled as game streams. It happens. Sometimes it just happens. Just let yourself be possessed by the spirit of Yap, it's okay. Good job, Manon. Hello. Good job. And GG to everyone else. I'm in last place, but that's okay. With this phrasing, you made it confusing. I don't know, it's more just like, there's a difference between criticism and advice, right? It's okay to present a problem without trying to provide your own solution, you know? I feel like if there's a problem, I feel like I'm smart enough to figure out my own solution. GG. Thanks for the game. Thank you for playing. Okay, that was the last one for today. I feel like for unsolicited advice, you should take into account the person suggesting this is a man. I guess the issue is they can't mind read what always has been tried and give advice as a form of workshopping. Yeah. Well, it's like sometimes too, it's also like, for certain things, it's like, if I haven't done this, there's probably a good reason why I haven't done it, you know? Sometimes it's like, people are like, have you tried this? And it's like, I have not tried this, but I'm almost certain it's not going to work for XYZ reasons, you know? Like, you're just gonna have, I don't know. Yeah, you're not forced to implement a suboptimal solution. So I'm saying the reason I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah. But like sometimes it's like, I've tried this and it didn't work, or I tried this and I realized it probably wouldn't work for these reasons, or this is too complicated and I feel like I'm gonna screw it up, or this would invent a new problem that I don't want to deal with. Streamer, I need you to win more. Do not bet on Eggy. That's like the one person, one of the responses to the survey that I remember getting for the what could be improved about Eggy streams one was tile efficiency. I still think about that every time I do Mahjong on stream. I think about like, it's like, what could be improved? Tile efficiency. Yeah, things are better when you don't assume you're smarter than the person you're watching. Yeah! Yeah, maybe that's what it comes down to. Like, your streamer has a brain. It might not always seem like it, but your streamer has a brain. Okay. I think I've talked enough for today. I've yapped enough. Cannot keep up this level of yap. It is quite difficult. But yeah. I guess for criticism, it's not so much about, like, the mistakes themselves. It's more just like, you see me as a person with both good and bad parts, right? Because, like, I don't know. I feel like if you only praise somebody, that's not really... like, that's just worship at that point, right? And I'm not sure how I feel about being worshipped. Yeah, I'm never wrong until I am. Okay. Let me see who's on. Who can we raid? Who can we raid? No one's doing Jong that I'm following. Also, no one's doing much of anything. It's Tuesday morning. I guess Clonk is on. We can raid into Clonk. Once I get out of the ad zone. Oh, Clonk has only been going for like half an hour. Yeah, we can raid into Clonk. Once I get out of the advertising zone. What are you even trying to promote to me? What is this? Hold on. I'm still stuck in the ad zone. Stop advertising me cereal. Okay. We're here. Thanks for the stream. Hold on, I haven't left yet. Give me a moment. Raid L:Q. Okay. Let's see. What's our raid message for today? What are we saying? What are we telling him? Can't be Eggy raid, because that's only for like the first time we raid. Can't be Zhong raid, because I feel like we've used that one before. Mean raid? No! How do you pronounce L::Q? It's L::Q, but people just keep calling him Clonk. Hope Cough goes away sooner? I hope so too. Feedback raid. Sure, why not? Feedback raid. Not a bad one. That's a good one. That's decent. Feedback raid. So, I will be back on tomorrow. I will do a bit of Zelda, and then I will be gone for like a week. I might stream. I might stream while I'm away. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what I can bring with me and what's going on with that. But until then, thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with me coughing, and I will see you eventually. Look at my cool end card. Thank you, bye-bye.